like I'm meant to strike. Flat earth beneath my feet, knowing I'm here to meet. Ocean's edge, it calls my name. Purpose in this life's game. Horizons line so clear, God's love brings me near. Flat earth made by him, my journey long yet thin. Purpose found in every day, guided by his gentle sway. Mountains tall, they stand in place.
Yo, Fluffs, what's up? Good to see you all. Thank you for coming. Glad you could make it. We've got a nice full panel tonight. It's good to be good to see you guys all. We are joined by Roger, Michael, Noob, Charles, PJ, Ryan, and Mr. Grandpa himself, Sob. Good to see you guys.
Yo.
Evening, guys.
That's Mr. Grandpa to you.
But it's good to have you guys in. Tonight's just going to be a chill chat evening. You know, just chat about anything, actually. Although there has been some things brought up to our attention that we can show, which is interesting. But it's things we probably already knew anyway. So, yeah, if there's anything special you guys want to talk about, you just pop up and let know.
Scenes, is it?
Maybe the dangers you can get into screwing with selling crypto.
Yeah. Well, we have seen the whole, what we're going to call the crypto gang that's sort of flipped up from Flat Earth lately, haven't we?
Yeah.
Gender neutral.
Hello, everyone. Good to see you. Oh, it's big panel today.
The one commonality, the final experiment would have to be SEC violations. 100%. Every one of Duffy's allegations includes SEC, securities fraud, all that shit. And it looks like that's what these guys were into as well.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you guys saw Steve brought out another video about an hour ago. Finding another guy faking another 24-hour sun again.
Bloody hell. I was streaming. I didn't know. I was streaming at the time. So I didn't know.
Yeah, this guy, I've seen his content before, but I haven't really bothered with it. So it's good to see Steve actually look through his stuff. His 24-hour sun also shows to have cloned stones and shadows and things. Why?
Exactly. Why?
Why do you need to fake it if it's real?
That's right. That's right. I mean, if it's real, there should be no fakery going on at all. You know, I just don't get it. You can't tell. You can't be sussed out for being fake, things being fake. You know, and then still say that what you faked it for is there. You know.
Well, what I'm calling it out for is that specifically, I'm trying to discredit biblical Earth. I think that's the thing. They're trying to specifically go against Christianity and what the biblical cosmology stands for.
That's right. I agree.
I think this is part of the end times deception.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, they're all coming to top, aren't they? You know, with upwards Earth going off, this psyop with mud flood and all that. This, you know, it's all coming to a point.
Definitely. So Michael sent me an interesting link from Facebook from Mr. Jaron Campanella 15 hours ago.
What?
I saw that on Facebook today, yeah.
He's trying to say he's an imposter. He's trying to say that.
No. This is a video from Mr. Remember, I don't. Flat Earthers don't bother me at all, Mr. Misinformation Agent. That's a video from him.
Wow.
Oh, he's still at it, is he?
I was in the other day. He's
Yeah, but Jaron's posting his stuff. But anyway, look what Jaron says though. 15 hours ago.
If Jaron's posting his stuff, that is bad.
Yeah.
Christians are great flat earthers. I'm telling you right now that everybody you follow and believe is lying to you. Flatzoid. Oh yeah, you named me first. Thanks, Jaron.
Cool.
Sov, you there, Gramps?
Where's the grandpa?
What, Mr. Weiss?
Sov. It's Grandpa Sov.
I don't like that he put Weiss in there with us though.
No.
And I got to say, Weiss was sticking up for you, Jaron. So I don't know why you're calling him a liar. He was
And
saying
oh,
you're
and,
Why too?
and he's saying that Jesus feet never went to Antarctica, geek. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
I think he can
Hey,
prove
Steve in
that.
the house.
Steve.
What's up?
Yo,
Good to see you, man. Good to see you. I think
Hi, guys.
Yo.
old David Beverly can prove that he went there.
He did. He can.
He's
Yeah,
got-
yeah. But just
he's got
look what it
his
says. It says,
website,
Jesus
isn't it?
freak never went to Antarctica, geek.
I know, ridiculous.
Stephen Iso Alonso, Mark Sargent, etc. They are all lying to you. I apologize for being wrong for so long, but truth is what's important, and truth is what you will never wake up and the earth be flat. You live in a sphere, on a sphere, don't make it weird.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, by him saying don't make it weird, he just made it very weird.
Oh,
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure
unbelievable.
Mr.
He took
Beverly
that
here.
from Witsit.
I was just going to
Yeah.
say that. Sounds like
Don't make it weird. That's right.
No, it's exactly right. True. All right.
But I mean, the thing that I'm picking up from this is that he starts with Christians.
Mhm.
So he's fighting specifically Christian flat earthers. Why?
He's going to lose that fight.
The
I'm
war
going to tell you
against
right now.
Christianity and Christ and God. That's what it is. Spiritual war. And I believe, I suspect, I don't know because I was not there. I suspect that in the end times, whatever cycle it is, if there are cycles, there is always great unveiling at the end times, because after end times, there are new times. So I think we will be taken to heaven. I hope so, with all my heart. But what I think is that at the end, there is great unveiling, all the technology, people are awakening, and the veil from their eyes is falling off. But technology is always the thing which destroys everything. And then it's going to go to kind of reset, and we start from the sticks and stones. That's what I suspect.
But yeah, I've been seeing a trend coming along with the anti-flat Earth posses. They, like I said, they're attacking specifically mostly Christian doctrine. They're attacking biblical cosmology, and I think Steve and I we're going to pick up on this tomorrow as well with Duffy when we have our discussion. I think because this is something that's very apparent to us. It seems very apparent that they're trying to specifically attack Christianity.
Right. The enemy attacks the church. So they're doing exactly what the enemy wants them to do. They attack Christianity because that's where freedom is.
Right.
That's where salvation is.
Well, I find it ironic that Duffy's leading the way in this chase. I mean, it seems like he's the spearhead of what's happening. And he's a preacher. He read the Bible, dude. But
No, he's not. He ain't no more a preacher than my dog is.
Yeah, only a name.
Yeah, I
That's just a front.
Yep. The church is a fraud. He's a fraud.
Yeah.
His history is nothing but fraud. There's a new charge that's been brought up on his broker sheet too. And again, violation of SEC security laws, all this other bullshit, elder abuse, financial elder abuse. So he was targeting old people.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
What a
slime ball,
he's a
dude.
scumbag, mate. He's an absolute scumbag.
Yep.
The-
No, it stands to reason he told me he used to live in Bloomfield Hills, and well, I know about Bloomfield Hills.
Yeah.
Everything will
I
be
don't know if you
revealed.
I don't know if you guys saw Steve's latest video.
No, I haven't.
I haven't seen it yet.
Steve, actually, very good video, man.
Cheers, buddy.
Has he come back to you yet? Has he responded?
No, no, he's kept quiet. But I've been badgering Matty Jordan for about 6 months now, and he doesn't like me.
I wonder why. Yeah,
Have you watched it then, Flats?
Yeah. I watched it.
Yeah.
Very good.
Good.
But I mean, it all boils down to, again, if it's real, why do you need to fake it?
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
just doesn't make sense. I mean, all the 24-hour footage we get is always faked, and then they come and tell us like, "Well, you guys just don't want to accept it." Why do we need to accept something if it's faked? It just doesn't make sense.
If
Don't
there's,
make it
you know,
stupid.
if there's the slightest, you know, like it's that NASA saying, isn't it? If they can lie once, they can lie all the time. And if there's evident glitches in the final product of the 24-hour sun, if there's CGI glitches, then as soon as you see one, you can just throw the whole lot out.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
So for you guys who haven't watched it, basically Matty Jordan's an Antarctica. He's an Antarctica superstar. He's got about 2 million.
Cool.
Well, he's had his promotional stuff says he's had 1 billion views across Instagram and X and YouTube, and he's an Antarctica superstar. But he's just come out with it's a repost, but it's a repost of something that was originally posted in 2023, I think. But he's posted it up again, claiming a 24-hour sun.
I'll put the link in chat for it, hey dude, so people can watch it.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna watch it afterwards, but
yeah, that's fine. But
I think Flash has got to play some of it. I don't know.
I've got it, PJ.
Yeah, hope he does.
Yeah, I thought that's what you were talking about. So I might be wrong. I thought that's what you were talking about at the start. Guys, that's the link for Hey Dude Steve's newest video. Go check it out, man.
Thanks, boys.
No problem.
I joined late, Flats, because I just got a bit discombobulated, and actually I was on a live with a baller from Finland. That was very interesting, but I just caught up with you, and you were talking about David Beverley. I don't want you to go over our ground, but could somebody just give me a 10-second thimble or summary of what you were talking about David Beverley?
Well, it's the fact that Jaron's saying he's a fraud. And
he hasn't been to Antarctica. Yeah. When it's evident he has, he's got plenty of evidence. He's got his own website. You know what I mean? He's got his own articles in there, photos of being there, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Well, you see, the thing is, he takes in, sorry to say, idiot, misinformation agent, who literally goes and takes what David Beverley says and misrepresents how he says it, because he cuts sections out what he says and makes it sound as if he's double speaking.
Yeah.
You understand? So he misrepresents what he's saying. That's why he's keeping with his name, misinformation agent.
Yeah.
He's literally causing misinformation. Now, Jaron's taking that and thinking it's true.
Yeah. And this is why I said we shouldn't have been entertaining him all the night.
Yeah. Well, I had a 1 hour WhatsApp video call with David a few weeks ago, and we're going to be doing an interview together because he worked out in Antarctica, and his channel, you know, because he was also a NASA employee for 12 years. Did you know that?
Yeah.
And so, we know Dave right well.
Oh,
yeah. And so I asked Dave, I said, you know, obviously the fraudulent side of it, you know, NASA, which is basically she's a serpent queen whose heart is dead against God. How did you marry that up? And so that'd be one of the things that we'll be talking about, you know, because I've never actually spoken to somebody who's an ex-NASA employee who's also repented. It'd be really
nice.
It's few and far between.
David Beverley is really an awesome guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, Steve, but I think there's 3 people who've left NASA. And
Heron's one of them. She's in chat as well.
Erin,
she's for NASA.
Erin, all right, then Erin, and then there's Cindy and Dave.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the things that really interested me was because I had to find out about David through Sherlock Holmes, because I saw him in a grainy video where he was asked about the sun, and he said it was twilight all the time because he went sort of like quite deep south. Yeah, And he said he ventured out to various places, and he said it was twilight all the time. And on the Gleason's map, if you see that little paragraph, it talks about you get to a certain parallel and it's twilight all the time. You don't. So I was really interested to have a chat with them about that as well. Because again, I've never been able to speak to anybody who's going to be open about it. But it sounds like David wants to be open and have an open chat.
Yeah, I come across a video on YouTube with a guy in McMurdo, and he was saying the sun sets. And then Nathan Oakley interviewed a guy who were at McMurdo, and he said he'd never seen a 24-hour sun. So the story coming from McMurdo is like they're into 24-hour sun.
Nope.
I think we got Heron mixed up with someone else. He says, no, she wasn't the one that worked for NASA.
think
Sorry, Heron. I thought it was you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so back to my point, the third one, we don't know them, but there's also Cindy, who worked for NASA as well.
Oh, yeah. That's what we're thinking of, Cindy. Yeah.
Cindy, that's the name. Sorry, Heron. Yeah, I got you mixed up with Cindy. I apologize.
No, that's what I was thinking when you said Erin. Like,
Yeah,
right.
Cindy. Yeah, Cindy used to work for NASA. But there was another one.
Who was it?
Can't remember.
Yeah, they're few and far between. And I'm sure if they retire, they retire quietly, don't they? They don't, and if they do repent, I'm sure it's only a private repentance, and they wouldn't step out, and because God knows their hearts. If they repent, they repent. But there's a difference, isn't there, between just repenting privately before God and actually going out and openly proclaiming the falsity of NASA. I mean, they would just probably end up being accidented, wouldn't they?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, a lot of people are afraid of it, to be honest.
Yes.
Yeah, they do. They have a lot long arms, man.
Was Heron Song the one you were trying to think of?
No. I got mixed up with that. It's actually Cindy.
Okay.
They sign NDAs too. They have to. Yeah. A lot of them. Have to.
Mm-hmm. Listen, that's why I say the way the wording that, like this Robbie Davidson and Patricia, they all had the same thing, where it's I have not been threatened, coerced, or paid.
Mm-hmm.
And that's almost to me like that sounds like okay. There's probably an NDA. They can't outwardly say anything, but by doing that and making it look so obvious is kind of like their way of saying, yeah, they got to us. It's kind of like the guy sitting there in front of the camera saying, I'm being treated well by the People's Republic of North Vietnam, while he's simultaneously blinking SOS with his eyelids, right?
Hey, what's up, Chad?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Hey, you say Duffy's coming on?
No. Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow though.
Myself and Steve are talking to Duffy.
Ask him to open with a prayer and to close with a prayer. I want to hear this guy actually pray.
Yeah, right.
He has a good idea. I support that.
That's a fascinating question.
That's a great idea.
It is a good idea, but he just doesn't. I've never heard him pray, and I can't see him. I just can't see him doing it.
Yeah.
Me
I mean, I brought up this point a while back. A man of God who would have been to Antarctica and done what he claimed to have done would have given all praise to God.
Yep.
If he starts with a prayer.
Never heard him say once, and thank God that we got down there and we saw 24 hours. None of that, you know what I mean?
You're right.
No, it was all pride. I have crushed flat Earth. You know what I mean?
Well, he is the flat Earth Messiah, remember?
If he starts with a prayer, we'll be able to convince him to do that. He will start like something in a matter of, please God, allow those flat earthers become globbers or something like that, this kind of way. I'm sure of it. If it happens.
Janus, remember the words he said was, you guys are all going to thank me later. I'm teaching you how to fish so you can feed yourself.
Remember he said, look at the sun in all its glory. Last time I checked, God created that light.
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
The glory cup goes to God.
Don't praise the
Lucifer
creator.
is exactly sun. So good Ra and so on. So yeah, he's worshipping not God.
So
Look
Steve,
at
are
that
you
fake
eating
sun in all
peanuts
of
down
its
there?
glory.
You got 1,000 peanuts you want to give me?
We won't go there, boys.
Oh, hell.
Yeah.
Are you showing some of this dodgy video then, Flats?
Do you want to show some of it?
I thought you were gonna.
I can if you want to.
Oh no. What do you mean mine? Oh no, boys. No.
No misinformation agents video.
Oh, okay. Flats, there was just one thing I wanted to ask you before, if that's okay. I watched you and Dave McKeegan,
Yeah.
and it just occurred to me, that for a supposedly successful adventure on the ice, I've never known so many video hours being spent trying to justify what they've done.
I agree.
It's
And
just,
in the same breath, they're telling us that we are in some kind of coping mechanism because we're talking about this.
and all they're doing is just coping. It's just I just watched it and it just struck me that this is just, Dave McKeegan is putting out a lot of videos where he's just 3/4 of an hour he's defending themselves, and truth doesn't need defending, does it?
What about that stream you were on with you, Steve? His face is a picture, man. Dave McKeegan's face.
Flats. Sandra said, was it
Carol Henning as well? Yeah, that's the other name.
Yeah. Cheers, Sandra.
Yeah, that's that Dave's face. If you could have death etched all over a face, it looked like that, didn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the misinformation agents video where he takes what David Beverly says and kind of chops and changes it to make him sound like he says things contradicting.
Okay.
Which is sad because it's not really. How can I say? David Beverly, just like everybody, it's just human, can say some things sometimes, but it doesn't mean they're contradicting themselves. And not mean he's lying. He definitely went on a C-17 to Antarctica. Remember, he went on a military plane to it. It wasn't a chartered airplane like ALE Logistics.
Yeah, it didn't go ALE, it went with NASA.
Exactly. So they go with a C-17.
So is the story then? Is the misinformation or the jiggery pokery that David never actually went to Antarctica? Is that what?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. They're saying he's lying. He never worked for NASA. He never went to Antarctica.
What evidence of this do they have?
Nothing.
As soon as Dave as soon as Dave's been on channels where ballers have heard, straight away they're instantly triggered, aren't they? Like, oh, can't believe somebody as a flat earther who worked for NASA, so they're going to make out that he didn't work for NASA or he was a janitor or all kinds of different.
Yeah.
It's the same as soon as a flat earther says, well, I'm a pilot, or I was a pilot, they would just say, oh, you're a flat earther, so it's impossible. You understand? I get you. They don't want to hear that flat earthers have actually educations and are successful. Because according to them, if you're a flat earther, you're just poor and you're dumb, you dropped out of school and you don't know anything.
I just want to add one thing about Dave. He's a very humble guy, right? And he very rarely brings NASA up unless asked. And obviously
his passion is the
obviously
Bible.
When people on YouTube, flat earthers, are like, oh, Dave worked for NASA, they want to talk to him, obviously, but it never leads with that. He don't bring it up, he's very humble about it.
Well, Dave,
has nothing to do with the being poor or rich. So if he says I am poor, I definitely can't invite him to one of my 4 houses.
Yeah, well, Dave is. When I spoke to him, yes, we're going to have a chat about Antarctica, but he was just as much interested. If probably the scales are a little bit more interested in talking about the fake alien invasion and how people are being already they're dropping little one-liners, aren't they, about alien life? Those with the discernment can see it's just being threaded into the narrative, isn't it? And Dave wants to talk about that.
Yeah.
Well, they had an alien on the
Right.
ISS.
Yeah, but that's
They
it.
did?
Yeah,
His
that
passion,
was
his
stupid as
passion
hell.
is his passion is biblical arguments with a lot of AI integration and the beast,
Yeah.
the AV system. So that's what his whole passion is. So very
Can I
interesting. And
ask?
he's got a book out if anybody knows it.
Yeah.
Very good. The Flood of AI.
Can I? Before you start, Flats, can I ask you one question?
From
Do
the
you
flood of
feel
the-
that? Yeah. Do you see Jaron getting caught up in the middle of all this, and he's going to lose all his crap, dude? Do you see it coming?
Yeah. The thing is, people are literally laughing at him now. He's a mockery. So
Yeah.
he can't take it because he was probably thinking it's going to be different. That people are going to just start following him all over the place. And instead of the plan falling through, that everybody's just going to follow him, jumping off a cliff, everybody's now making fun of him.
I think someone
Now they're
yesterday
laughing
mentioned. Sorry, I think
Yeah.
someone yesterday mentioned on Soft's stream that Jaran was speaking with some girl, and he said that after this trip he will be speaking different way. So don't be surprised or something like that. Maybe you remember so.
Yeah, yeah. He said so, that, and there was something about she was kind of creeped out by him.
Yeah, that was Lisbeth.
So I don't know. Yeah, he told her, and this I guess is before they'd even gotten there. That after the trip, that he'd be talking a different way.
Well, Lisbeth, when she won the golden ticket, won the golden ticket, that whole charade. She jumped up and down and she squealed and she said, I just got to thank my best friend from NASA. And it's like, if you're flatty, that's the last thing you would say, because what sort of credibility will you have in anyone's eyes? And, so straight away for me that, she was just another planty shill kind of and she has no internet history anywhere of, when I became a flat earther in 2015, it turned my life upside down and I had to start making content. It was something inside of me was just saying, I've got to express in content how I feel, and anyone who has a heart change like that, I'm sure that you guys will all resonate with that. Like, you just want to make content, don't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. But the thing which bothered me was that whole golden ticket thing seemed very also scripted, like they already knew.
It was Flats. Absolutely.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
I would have rather trusted Josh Monday to go because he was part of that thing to go. And you could see straight away, like from the beginning, they didn't have any structure to say, okay, who's going to. It's just, you're delete. You're not going. Oh, you're not going. You're not going. It's like, you're sitting there thinking, well, then you've already made up your mind who's going. There's no system that you placed in that people vote, or is it? It's just you already decided who's going, and that's why I say this whole thing's been scripted from a long time ago.
Well,
They had to. They even had that fake flat earther dude trying to scam. Remember when he tried to come onto my show, and he tried to get help from me, and I'm like, sorry, I want nothing to do with this, because he was trying to rope me in to make me look dishonest and stuff. I was like, you're on your own with whatever this, and I still don't believe that guy was ever flat earther. The guy's not around anywhere. That was
and now
a
this
ploy to make flat earth look dishonest.
Of course.
and now this
And that-
chick, she's co-hosting the Strange World.
Wow.
Elizabeth is.
Yes.
Yeah,
Went
everything
from,
seems
went
bad.
from Karen B. It stays in the club. Okay, it stays in the club. It went from Karen B. to Patricia Steer, and now to Elizabeth, the newest member of the club.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then that bit
Sean,
about
you're
when
not a member.
bit when Jaron was photographed shaking Will's hand and paying him back, I just laughed out loud.
Oh, goodness.
40,000 pesos or whatever.
Oh, just paying him back the money for the ticket.
Oh,
It's just all a farce, isn't it? It's just a
it is.
big pantomime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They've tried it before. They've done it before. They've
Yeah.
tried that. And it's like, this is the whole way you got to look. All right, so over a century of there being established bases in Antarctica, and primarily within the last 50 to 60 years, really a lot. And this is what it was some jackasses from YouTube went down with some dishonest fucking preacher, quote unquote, who's up to his ass in SEC charges and violations, right? And they solved it. There it was, right there. NASA's down there. NASA has not even shown it to us, not a bit, right? But Jaron Campanella, okay, he trumps over everything else, right there, right? All of a sudden, water adheres to the outside of an object and assumes its shape. We can now have gas pressure without containment. He's a full-fledged glober. And all of these flat earth haters are now cradling his nutsack like it's a golden calf of some kind. You know, oh, look, Jaron, he's so wonderful. You know, fuck all these people.
Well, I'm glad TFE actually kind of happened, though, in the long run. Be honest with you, because this exposed a lot of these people. Yeah.
Best thing that happened, if you ask me.
Separating the wheat from the chaff.
And they let us know, without a doubt, that there is no 24-hour sun in Antarctica.
See, all people that I said Globebusters are shills and Jen's a shill, all people I've said to over years, I can go to them now and say, told you.
That's right. That's right, though. Absolutely.
Brenda's asked for a link. No.
No.
Where's she going to go anyways? There's nowhere in it.
Only if she comes back.
There's no room.
Only if she comes back as Tune. Okay, take off the wig and just be Tune tonight instead.
What you do, Linda, is you copy the address and you click Alt F4.
Is that an in joke I'm missing out on, boys?
Oh yeah.
No, the in joke is we've never seen Brenda and McToon on the same stream before.
Oh, I see. So Brenda is the cross-dressing Toon. Is that what you're saying?
You got it.
Tunes across dressing Brenda.
Have you never come across Brenda, Steve? No.
No.
Oh, for goodness' sake! I thought you would have. Wow, I'm surprised. I mean, I'm a tiny channel. Even comes to me.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to find that.
Which actually brings me on just very quickly, Flats, and then is Toon actually responsible for Flurf Wiki?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
How do we know that? Is that just like because he is? I mean,
on it.
It shows on the history. He created it.
Okay.
And the thing is also
And
when it
Marcus had a
comes
big
to-
involvement in it as well.
before Flurf Wiki, there was a
Wiki
Flurf
Flurf.
fandom
Wiki
that he had.
Flurf.
He had a Flurf fandom page that he actually created that we had to get taken down specifically to contact the creators of the fandom, that they had to take it for doxing because they were literally doxing people on there.
Yeah. That's what the whole thing was made for to start with.
And there were very sick things on there.
Yeah.
Eventually it got taken down and McToon was proud of it and he said he's going to do it again. Now, the sad thing is that the main editor now on this Flurf Wiki is Peter Markley. He's young Pateron.
Is that the laddie with the squeaky voice?
Sparky.
That other guy that I debated once with biblical cosmology and he didn't use any biblical cosmology.
The dude that looks like Woody Allen. The guy that looks like Woody Allen.
I was going to say he looks like young Einstein.
He looks like a young McToon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
How about those
you know,
sunsets, guys? Yeah.
I think the people who probably feature in Flurf Wiki can probably we can pat ourselves on the back in some way because we're obviously doing some damage, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
Because otherwise they wouldn't feature us, would they? They wouldn't want to denigrate us if we weren't saying anything that was.
I just want to know where I've ever said I drink urine.
No, me too.
I was very disappointed, with this
Me too.
wiki. They didn't include me, unfortunately. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I mean,
It's always good to have a lesbian on the team.
I must say
right?
I am honored to have a long page of dedication written to me, because a lot of people hardly have anything written. It's like a sentence or nothing. With me, it's like a whole long list of things.
I was a piss drinker, and Flats was my fluff daddy.
Well, I'm a liar who had a hissy fit because Will didn't call me from the ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that
Yeah,
shows
that's better to
that it wasn't live. That shows that was pre-recorded.
And that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Nice. Nail him down, dude. Don't let him up. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give him room.
He'll come up with some other kind of. Here's the cool thing. If he starts with that, end that quickly. Here's the cool thing. You're gonna want me to do. No, don't let him get there. Don't let him say those phrases.
His trigger word is your name. Flats. Flats.
Yeah, Toshiro asks, guys, what are your thoughts on guys who go to strip clubs for fun? I pray for them because they are lost.
Yeah, it's not a place.
Perverted minds.
Yeah, it's not a place a man should be hanging out. I mean, it might seem like it in a secular society, but it's not. It's not wholesome. It's not what God wants you to do. You know,
you're in bondage. You're in bondage to lust.
Yeah, you
need to be set free of that.
You're actually committing adultery with every single woman you've looked at in that place.
Yes.
Yeah, you committed adultery in your heart.
Exactly.
Yep.
So, Steve, I posted your last video on my channel. So,
Thank you, friend.
No problem.
Well, you must. That's an active phrase because you haven't seen it yet.
No, I trust you. I trust you. So far, I haven't found anything you've done. Oh, yeah.
Oh, thanks for that, my man.
No
So you guys want to watch some of this, see what he has to say?
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Just misinformation agent, right?
Yeah.
First of all, no one has gone outside of the Earth and taken a picture. No one. That's a fallacy, okay? I was a leading technologist at NASA. I engineered a number of technologies during my tenure at Goddard Space Flight Center. So we put a data collection, a ground station down there in McMurdo. I personally went there. I designed a robotic tape array to collect the data.
What happens when a man goes on shows claiming his past proves the Earth is flat? Well, flat earthers lap it up without question.
I'm sure you guys would agree that if you're planning something like Will Duffy's trying to plan, and then someone that used to work for NASA for a few years actually did engineering for supposed satellites and stuff, comes and says, yeah, it's actually flat. It's not a globe. I think it makes you think.
Absolutely.
That would take me off guard as well.
Yeah, well, we've spoken to Dave personally. He's a good friend of Michael's. He's been on Flatz's. He's been on Michael's. He drops by mine every now and again, and he knows what he's talking about, Luch, without a doubt.
Unlike them, I am here to reveal the truth from reality's perspective. A perspective flat earthers hate, and therefore we are diving into how flat earthers will believe anything.
So I just can't take how he talks.
What is it all about? He doesn't talk. I mean, he's got that voice when he's here, but he doesn't talk like that when he's here, does he?
Sounds like.
And I just want to point out something. We didn't just trust David just because he said something.
Is that Witsit right here? Who's this guy?
Yeah,
Witsit.
They enhanced his eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they fuck with him.
It's like
He was at that bar in Utah. I forget what it was. Idaho or something. I
Nick
forget
out
what
a
it
bit.
was.
Just go and get some fizzy lemonade. Do you want me to get your bicycle? But let me go with
Hey, Chocolate, long time no see, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, okay.
Back up their outrageous claims. They parade this guy around in their debates, insisting he was an engineer, held major positions, and even worked for 6 months in Antarctica. But what's the real story? Let's find out. Meet Dave Beverly, also known as Jesus Freak Computer Geek on YouTube. he is a biblical flat earther who uses his NASA background to make people listen to him. But really,
No. He doesn't use his NASA background to make people listen to him. That's total nonsense.
That's garbage.
It's almost the exact opposite. He didn't bring it up at all until you ask him. You know?
That's right.
Exactly.
No,
Like I said, his concentration. Yeah.
I was going to say, when I first met him, it wasn't until about the third time of really talking to him that I knew he worked for NASA. So it wasn't the first thing he brought to the table with me.
Yeah, I mean, he's like Mark says, a very humble guy.
Absolutely. I met him through Michael.
And when we talk, and I mean, we've had quite a great discussion. Like we just talk, we can talk. He's a really nice guy. We talk usually biblical stuff.
Yeah.
That's usually what we always talk about is the Bible and prophecies and things. So not about him working for NASA and stuff, because that's not what defines him. That's not what his passion is. He worked for NASA. It's just part of his history.
That's it.
He's not using that to get
part of his testimony. That's it.
Yeah.
Part of his testimony. That's it.
So it's quite sad that he's trying to misrepresent him, and what he's just said is an outright lie.
He's not using it to try and get the chicks, is he? You know what I mean?
I worked at
Most
NASA.
flat earthers aren't.
he is just a musician and a tech supporter at most.
I say, brother, Pastor Will.
Shout out to Josh Monday, by the way. Also a great channel to go support, guys. Also does a lot of biblical cosmology chats, and mostly does Christian stuff. So it's very good. Go and subscribe to Josh Monday as well.
Not trying to discourage you what you're about the endeavor you're taking on, but I do understand, and I see that there's a lot of information that you don't have. And being that I've actually been to Antarctica and I worked for NASA, for 12 years, and the people like to say I cleaned the toilets. It's not true. I have cleaned toilets in my own house. That's truly, but nonetheless, I was a leading technologist at NASA. I engineered a number of technologies during my tenure at Goddard Space Flight Center. Anyway, and that's what took me to Antarctica, was a technology that I put together.
He repeats this information to show he has authority because he worked at NASA. By doing so, he commits.
Never claimed he has authority.
Where's he getting this kind of information? This is just something that he's making this up about Dave. He's not getting any kind of information saying, oh, well, Dave didn't actually do this, he didn't do that. All he's doing is going in on his own feeling. That's it.
Yeah,
he's trying to play amateur psychologist right quick. That's what he's trying to do. Everybody's going to listen to him because he worked at NASA. That's just stupid. No.
But appeal to authority is a central tenet of globe Earth doctrine, isn't it?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and the fact now he's trying to push it onto Dave just because he's had interviews with us and we spoke about it. Now they're saying that he's appealing to his authority. He's never claimed that. He's many times said, don't just trust me because of this.
Yeah.
Back in that clip with Duffy, did he put Clover's picture up in front of himself right there? Or
no, that was this information agent putting that.
Oh, he needs to get shot, dude. Yeah. That has nothing to do with the topic at all.
Yeah, why does he put what?
It was mockery, weren't it? Like, you know.
Yeah, whose kid is it?
That's Nathan's.
No, that's the meme of that girl.
That's a meme.
It's not Nathan.
Oh, okay, that's not Nathan. Okay, I thought he put one of Nathan's girls on there. Yeah,
No.
they've been saying that. Yeah.
No. That's a famous.
That's a meme of a girl that looks confused.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Sorry.
A very well-known meme. I think.
I haven't seen it.
Obviously not.
Not over here. Yeah, I thought because everybody's poking at Nathan because of the and they still do it now on the political server. People will just bring it up, and they'll say they got video of the event.
Oh, no, they haven't. They got a bloody sound that they made.
They got a sound clip, and they're just making assumptions based on the sound clip.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's the false authority fallacy. Even if he did work there and did what he claims, his experience in NASA is not relevant to the shape of the Earth. Let's dig deeper into his past, which he doesn't even tries to hide.
Stop 1 minute. The guy needed to show a clip of Dave saying, "I work for NASA. That's why Earth's flat," or something to that effect. Which he never
No,
has.
he never said that.
You know,
He never said that.
Let's dig deeper into his past. How obsessed are they, man?
The thing is that Dave Beverly understands there were certain things they had to do for the satellite that would only work on a flat stationary Earth. He understood this now. Then he didn't understand it, but now he knows why they had to do it that certain way. Because they understand, it's because the Earth's a stationary enclosed plane. It's as simple as that.
They say hindsight's 20/20, right? You can't. You're right in it, and you look back and wait a minute.
It's like when I went on railway. I didn't even know flat Earth were a thing then. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how satellite technology maintains its super reign, because people are compartmentalized. If they make a widget and somebody else, their boss, says that goes into space, they believe it. You know, and everyone just makes widgets and then they put the widgets together, but no one goes to the top office and says, do these actually get launched into space?
Yeah.
It's government work.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because he knows flat earthers are too gullible to check simple facts, even to go on his LinkedIn. First of all, he has no relevant education.
Yeah, so check simple fact.
Misinformation. He's aptly named. I mean, come on.
Well, he admits he lied in here the other day when he just straight up. He's all in it for the views, dude. It's a
Well, he's
drama.
making all this up. This is not coming from nowhere except his own personal feeling.
Bye-bye, guy.
Notice that this is the business major from 1984 to 1989. He worked before that too, you know.
I hope that's not his resume.
Quite insane.
That's almost doxing him, isn't he?
Yeah, he's practically doxing him.
I was at the Aberdeen Proving Grounds too. Interesting.
By the way,
Mr.
Misinformation emailed me. Oh, I saw you in this video. Oh, you triggered now. Where is my credit in the description? Oh man!
I got 2 credits.
Definitely give you credit for lying.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think we need to credit him because we're showing what a nunce is. That's all.
He earned.
I don't think we can go through the whole video.
Sounded
like
nonce,
a naughty word.
I don't think we need to go through the whole video anyway. Because he's already making our claim. Look here, not an engineer. You see?
Oh, come on.
Oh, yeah.
A bachelor's degree in music production.
And by the way, this was debunked. Even Michael had on his channel. Remember, Michael, you went and you
Well, Hawkins, weren't it?
Sean Hawkins as well said, "Oh, it's not showing," and you said, "Well, just go to his site."
Yeah.
Is this guy
go straight to it?
Was this guy actually French?
I don't know what he is.
Misinformation. Yeah, well,
because that would stand to reason because the French are dicks.
and stupid.
I don't know.
Nobody
But,
likes them.
you really should learn a bit of English skills, though.
Quit talking like Pepe Le Pew.
He has an outrageous accent.
Yeah.
It's outrageous.
Yeah.
It's outrageous.
I come in your general direction.
I will. Yes. There you go. Now, Holy Grail.
Your mother was a hamster.
Which has
and
nothing
your
to.
mother smells of elderberries. Now go away, or
I
I shall
start
taunt you.
in your general direction.
Now go away, or I shall taunt you a second time.
I haven't heard that in a long while.
Oh,
Do with engineering. To engineer things, Mr. Beverly would need a Bachelor of Science, not music degree. So he claims
for
he didn't
goodness
clean
sake.
toilets at
Okay,
NASA.
I want to tell you guys something.
Can you not have more than one degree?
I studied art. I became a graphic designer for 10 years. Now I do panel beating and spray painting. I didn't study that in school. I know a lot of engineers that got the engineering degree. Well, didn't get the engineering degree. They got their job out of experience, not simply out of a degree. So this is just total poppycock.
It's like
You
that
don't
in the
always
trade.
need a degree to get something. There's a lot of people that don't even get the jobs with degrees because they don't know sweet bugger all.
And we already established the other day this guy don't even know what science is. So.
Yeah, it didn't take long neither.
Another important thing.
Dave's good with computers and IT and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that's not science. Like
Real life and school are never the same. Oftentimes, even in the military, it's like you get out of training and the next thing they do is unteach you all the dumb shit they taught you in basic training.
Yeah.
You know, you get on the job out of school and they're like, okay, so they told you this in school, shit can this. This is really how you do it, blah, blah, blah. And so like Flat said, a lot of it comes through experience. And that's true in the trades. You know,
Well, now
carpentry, construction, what have you. Where do you go to school for framing houses? Where do you go to school for that? You don't. You start out bottom man on the rung,
You're an apprentice.
you're helping out, and then next thing you're learning, and then you're in that spot. You know what to do. You know how the job is done.
Nowadays,
I started out.
Go ahead.
The classroom, I had to do the same. Yeah. I didn't learn anything at school. I got my master's. Didn't learn anything. It was when I got into the classroom, I started learning.
Yeah, when I started out in the restaurant business, I started out, washing dishes and stuff. And within 2 weeks, I learned how to cook. They showed. I didn't go to school to learn how to cook. I didn't go to Culinary Institute. And I learned on the job, and I make good food, dude. I mean, it's just it goes with practice.
Nowadays, less and less employers are hiring people with degrees. At least in America, that's the trend. It's more towards the trades.
Well, it seems to me that the higher educated you become, the less common sense you have.
Yeah.
It's like you compartmentalized your brain so badly that you just can't connect the dots.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we've actually got photos from him with his whole crew at NASA. So, I mean, it's a bit difficult to get that as a lie.
Don't matter what a dumb baller says, though, anyway, does it?
No, you always got to consider the source. Yeah. It's like, and I'll tell you what, man, this is the crazy thing. Since I've got into this, I've met more people claiming to be surveyors and fucking pilots than I ever did in real life. There's, I'm a surveyor. No, you're not. Shut up. Just stop. What did you get in trouble for that causes you to have to do this?
Whenever you get a comment and it starts off, I'm a pilot, straight away that the guy's not a pilot.
Most pilots don't want to talk about anything like that. But
yeah.
No.
I ran into a lot of rocket engineers on Facebook, though.
Yeah. You're running into a lot of them on here.
I came back from a business trip from China last November, lads, and fortunately, I was able to fly. I turned left instead of right, and so that means you're up near the pilot. And on the way out, I asked the pilot. I said, "Do you have the azimuthal equidistant map stored in your computer?" And he looked at me and he said, "Yes, but we don't use it very often."
Nice.
Check this. This is crazy. You get a minute, put this up. Tell me that's not a woman's hips.
Oh boy, he must be tuned.
It is.
It
It
is.
is. There's a lot of people who are looking at that, and that's looking more and more like a female to male trans than anything to me.
They're oranges, isn't it? He peels oranges in his pocket.
Yeah, I mean, what the hell have you got going on? What's with this?
Who
Woo!
walks around with a NASA hoodie?
Yeah, I
Looks
was
like
about to say.
those riding breeches that they used to wear in the
Mr.
military.
I doubt he's ever been to a NASA anything, dude. To be honest.
I mean, I've even seen here where people buy like NASA apparel and they walk around with it, it's almost like they're embarrassed to wear it.
It's like, why did you get it? Like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah. It's like, oh, my mother bought it for me, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my wife got me one from Kennedy Space Center down in Florida. When she was down in Florida, she got me one from Kennedy Space Center. She's going through there with like my daughter and her friend and shit. And she's going, yeah, that went to the moon. Right. Sure enough, you know. And they're going, what? You don't think that they went to the moon? And my wife's like, fuck no.
You guys don't sell real spacesuits? I want one of those.
That's what I'm wondering. Those would come in handy for a lot of Earth-based applications, you know, firefighters.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, they could go in there with one of those things on and just, you know, not even worry about it. You know, they can handle that heat in space. Shit, they no problem in there. They're cool as a cucumber, right? And plus all the oxygen you'd need for 2 or 3 days, you could stand in that smoky house, right?
Yeah.
Out of here with that shit.
So, do you have Jesus Speaks link and stick it in chat so people can check him out for themselves? Because I mean, that was just a glorified ad hom right there. You know, that's all that was.
I can get it.
You know, this probably triggers us more than Dave, though.
Oh yeah, it doesn't bother him at all. But I mean, look at this on Amazon. It's about the author. David Beverly serves as ordained minister, husband, father, and technology leader, and a professional musician and award-winning composer who has worked with Grammy Award winners and has performed guitar on Hank Williams Jr. records in 1980s, Crush Craddock, Johnny Paycheck era, Take His Job, Shove It, blah, blah, blah. He's a leading technologist and author and newspaper columnist and a speaker who hopes to use his electric skill set and experiential expertise to orthodox thinking and mythology to help others think differently, to challenge what they've been taught almost in the sphere of thought and strengthen and grow their faith in Christ through Jesus. You see, that's what it is. But look what it says here. David has written hundreds of newspaper columns. Okay, Jesus Free Computer Geek. You can find many of his articles. He is a former NASA employee, having served as IT administration and technical support for multiple NASA orbital science platforms developed at Goddard Space Flight Center, EOS Terra, EOS Aqua, Landsat 7, the Hubble in-orbit repair missions, and the early days of development of the James Webb Space Telescope. David served as a technical lead point contact of Special Projects Initiatives Office. North Pole 1999 project, Erudite Crater Expedition, the UB, the Scientist Education Outreach Program. Avgargo's data processing and led the indexed video database system development used at the Goddard Library for Knowledge Management efforts. The efforts took him to proverbial ends of the earth to support the NASA field science effort. He has been to the North Pole twice to support ground truthing instrument calibration efforts to NASA polar orbiting spacecraft in 1999 and again in 2002. He served as a communications technical support for the Erectorial Crater Expedition, which is a study of meteor impact crater in the Bolivian jungle. The crater was discovered in the 1980s by Landsat Orbital Science Platform. It was the most remote part of the Amazon basin, blah, blah, blah. David served as technical advisor and lead engineer of an automated remote-controlled ground station at McMurdo Sound, Antarctica. It was a technology that had engineered. It was used as data ingest point for polar orbiting spacecraft in the Earth orbit over Antarctica. There we go. I don't think they're going to lie about this, will they?
No, and NASA would have his ass if he lied about something like that bold. Yeah. So he was a NASA engineer.
So it's very easy to get information about him. So Misinformation Agent didn't really do his homework, did he?
No.
Notice the years when he worked for NASA. Much later than what he was being a musician. These days he is a musician again and a pastor. Well, he plays actually quite good guitar at his church where he is now.
Well, he sounds like he's lying to me. No, not really. But well, they're just trying to spin this their direction to make everything paint a bad picture of everybody that is a flat earther. And
But
what
yeah,
did we do to them? Yeah.
That's all they have. That's all they have is to destroy to attack the character, not the information, because they can't. They can't. The information's solid.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But there's his link to his page, guys. If you want to go and look at his stuff and support him, definitely well worth it.
I've put his link for his channel in as well.
Okay.
In chat, just for the channel.
It's doubled up. Well, I think we're barking up the right tree, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Their reactions, the way they act, is more telling than anything at all. If you really sit back and study their behavior, that'll tell you volumes.
Now I know why you're a grandpa. You're full of wisdom.
Need to get Ryan. Y'all need to get after Ryan to get him to come back down here. Bring my granddaughter down to see me.
All right. I'll go in his chat like, hey, if Grandpa wants to see the grandkids.
Bring that girl down here. She's cute as a button. Oh my god.
My youngest one, she's getting to the point now where she's clawing everything, and beating the crap out of her little brother or our older brother. Sorry. Yeah. But you tell her no, she stops right away. She knows, so she's getting it. They grow fast though.
Oh,
kids.
There we go.
Make sure you teach them the way of flat Earth growing up.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Damn straight.
Well, I think one of the biggest lessons that you can put onto kids is to make them aware that there is a huge attempt to deceive them at all times. You know, get them to that point right there. Don't just blindly trust shit that they tell you.
No. That's what I told my students.
Yeah. Well, the devil is a real person, dude.
And to be extremely skeptical about all things. Always question things. Always, just because they have a PhD or they have a doctor in front of them, it doesn't mean
how old
you
are
search the answers for yourself.
How old are your students, Charles?
They're 12 and 13.
12 and 13.
Mm-hmm.
That's the right age.
Yeah.
Yep. They're starting to.
But that's why they do it. They're extremely impressionable while they're young, so that's why they go after them. So,
yeah.
Well, all of us actually. I mean, they start you off, all the way down in elementary school. Right when you get there, what's the first thing you see? A globe.
Yep. I removed all my globes about 3 years ago in my classrooms.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah. I'm a light. It's kind of like my mission, because I always felt like I'm just a 7th grade teacher, but the Lord has really blessed me there. And there's times where I get to brag on Jesus, and I know I'm there for a purpose. There's a lot of lights in the public school. There needs to be. Otherwise, darkness will win. So.
That was something else that I've noticed too about that. You notice how they put you in these rooms like that, and that fluorescent lighting,
so bright,
having these schools. That was I couldn't stand the light. I couldn't stand the way the light was in the school.
Yep.
Sitting under that all day long. I mean, I couldn't wait to get outside into regular natural light.
It'd give me a headache sometimes.
Yeah.
After hours and hours of it being exposed to it.
Yeah, I have these. They have these little filters. Mine's like a sky. It's got the sky with clouds in them. I put them all over those fluorescent lights, and I turn off half of them, and I have some LED and some natural light coming through. So this is the first time my room had windows. Good grief.
Sweet.
So
yeah. Well, like my former employee, their entire store is lit up with fluorescent lighting.
Yeah. I don't think it's good. And it's,
No.
I think it might work in
Right back.
conjunction with fluoride,
Hmm.
that helps keep you like lulled. Well, there is a flicker rate. There's a flicker rate. That's why when you run your hand like that in front of fluorescent light, you see it blur. You see it like it's stop motion. And that has an effect on you. That flicker rate has an effect on you. That they've perfected it on a TV that within just a very short time of watching it, the average person is taken into an alpha wave brain state. And that's the most suggestible state of awareness. And that's why you could go I can remember years and years ago, you'd be watching a movie or something on TV with your friends, and you're kind of interacting with each other while this thing's going on. You're kind of like, joking about what they said or some kind of thing like that. But now the TV comes on and people are sitting there within a minute and it looks like somebody just juiced them up with Thorazine or something. They're just like unaware of anything going on around them.
Whoa.
Total zombie. Yeah, Lisa brought up a good point in chat. Like she uses incandescent lights. And it's like they banned those here a few years ago in the United States.
Yeah, in favor of LED.
Yeah,
which I think is another frequency. Yeah, the incandescent. I tell you, my favorite is I like kerosene lantern light. I do. I love it. Candlelight and kerosene lantern, firelight. That is the most compatible to me in an evening situation.
It's very ambient. It relaxes you, doesn't it?
It does. It does. And there's something about staring into a fire that really opens up your mind.
Yeah.
You really you go deep into your consciousness. And you start staring into a fire for a while. I do that even looking at a candle flame. I get really deep into my subconscious. It's pretty crazy.
It's got to be healthier, isn't it?
It is. It absolutely is. The closer to nature you can be, that kind of thing. See, and that's just it. These devils want to replace God's nature with theirs. They want to recreate everything their own way. And it always ends up disastrous. Anytime they try to genetically modify some kind of an organism, it ends up catastrophic in some way. It's like, why are people allergic to wheat now? What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
We've decided on wheat for thousands of years, supposedly, and now all of a sudden people can't eat it. Same thing like with peanuts and things like that. Mm-hmm. Why is the increase in allergies to that gone up? It's because it's not real. They perverted. And this is the thing, is that the archons, the demons, cannot create. They can't create. They can only take that which has been created and pervert it. That's all they can do. This is indicative with Hollywood and the music industry. There's no new movies coming out. There's no new stories. There's no new music. It's all remakes and reboots of older songs. And now it's just, they let some fucking AI create it and put some front man in front of it. I mean, it's terrible.
Right.
It's terrible. And they're, again, taking that which has been created and perverting it and calling it your own creation.
Yeah. Yeah, I work on a farm. Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, I work on a farm, and it took me a while to get used to all the different like scents and whatnot, and I had to build an immunity up to it, because at first it was horrible. Like, my eyes would be watering and everything, but it took me a while. But once I built up that immunity, I was good.
Oh man, there's a big old one of those big, huge fucking chicken houses right next to where we're working on that burnt house.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that wind shift and that gag a maggot off a shit wagon. I'll tell you what, that is a horrible smell, and chickens are the worst, man. They are. I can handle cattle and that kind of thing. There's something about that chicken shit that it's just like acrid. It's like, it's terrible. They spreading that on fields and shit. I figure if it smells like that and makes you react that way too, because cow manure, it's not bad. You can smell it and it's like, oh, farm air. But that chicken shit, man, and it can't be good to be using for fertilizer. Well, it isn't. They have to go in. They can only use it, a certain amount of times throughout before they have to replenish the soil because it drains out the soil, it burns it out.
Yeah. I worked at a Flagstaff school district for a while back when the peanut allergies got really big, and they had a separate table for all the kids during lunch, and we had a policy. We had to sanitize it like 3 times before they had anybody else sit down. And I let it go a couple of times, and nobody had any allergic reactions to anything. They were exposed to peanut butter all the time. They were just making that crap up, dude, just for posterity, I guess. So my kid's got a peanut allergy, the helicopter mom thing. It's just really bad. Yeah. Speaking of helicopters, look.
Look, Mom, I'm on top of the world.
Top of the world. NASA.
There he is.
No, he never worked for NASA, guys. No. All this is fake.
So it looks like Frenchie didn't do his research very well.
No.
And he's a flat earther. What do you say about that? Yeah.
Is that by conviction or just by the just a choice for what he figured would be popular? See, there's people that they get into this, they don't have any fucking idea about it. They just want to be in the club.
But what he did was he dressed in NASA clothes, thought laughed. Knowing in 20 odd years' time he'd be a flat earther and he could claim to have worked for NASA.
See, I already did a video of because Misinformation did a video saying this already about Dave, and I did a video, didn't I? Because Michael, you gave me the information to help put in the video. Remember, the video that you did for Sean.
Didn't you and Vicky did a?
Was it a stream or a video?
I can't remember, but it was just you and Vicky, weren't it?
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, it was a video. We because he's already said this before. It's
a video, I think. I think what it is Jennings been punting it around Facebook.
Ah, okay. It might be what it is. It's the same video.
I think it is anyway. Like.
And by the way, even David's wife worked for NASA for 19 years. I mean, they've been married now, and she also worked for NASA. That's weird. So his wife also didn't work for NASA, according to that?
He hasn't got a clue.
I think he should answer for what he did. He's slandering people, dude, and that's pretty much doxing to a point. So I mean, he should be that should be pulled off the air. That's crap.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, but I'm just showing the specific reason I'm showing this, guys, is for Jaron, actually. What did Jaron say when he came back? Flat earthers never do their research. You are all idiots. While he's busy punting misinformation now.
Well, that's research for Jaron.
Yeah.
Watch a dumb baller's video.
Exactly.
Well, why does he even bother? Why does he even take the time? It's like, you got 100,000 subs, man. You're a big time YouTuber. Why are you going after all these guys who are supposedly beneath you? It's like, just move on with your life. It was the final experiment. All is said and done.
Yep, it should be washed your hands of it and walked off, dude. It's not real. Go on, dude. Obviously, there's something to it, buddy.
Yeah, methinks the Lady Does protest too much.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what I say. Their reactions tell you volumes. The reactions that they give on all this shit.
Guess he's probably preparing for his big debate with Witsit, though, I suppose, huh?
And I heard that Witsit's interview with Candace Owens fell through.
No, darn it.
Oh,
dang it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Where is Witsit? They're still not.
I don't know, man.
He's practicing his blue steel pose.
Oh yeah, he's going to be in
Lander.
Hook him up with
He's
black
already
electric.
he's perfected Magnum. He's going for blue steel.
Well, like I said earlier, he is a Supercuts model. That's what he is.
Dude, looks like right out of a catalog or something, man. I'm like,
Yep.
come on, man.
Uh,
Ziggy Stardust.
I remember
what the world did you?
Catalog of broken people.
before he went
Yeah.
to Antarctica that he was selling that I'm going to get on a lot of big shows and promote Flat Earth and Candace Owens. He just kept going on about Candace Owens and yeah.
Well, right before the TFE and all the TFE, he was trying to grift and get money to expose NASA, and then it all just went away. Now he doesn't even, like, nothing ever happened with that.
I remember that. Yeah,
it was just right before it.
It's never too late for people to awake. So good that some previously employed by NASA are awakening.
Nice. Well, he should pull all those videos down off his website. Then all those NASA debunking videos, all those flat Earth videos, he should take it all down. He's really going to go.
He ought to be contacting NASA and saying sorry.
Yeah.
He should clean house. He's 1 foot in and 1 foot out, dude. You can't sit there forever.
Nope.
Well, I don't know what ALE is waiting on to show the 24-hour sun. They've been down there for how many years? It's like,
well, that's another thing. People gloss right over it. Chad, ALE hasn't made one fucking mention of any of this shit. This earth-shattering, destroyed the map, destroyed flat Earth guy Duffy went down. You know, headlines: come down and see where it happened. Come see the 24-hour sun yourself. No,
yeah,
none of that.
A good selling point, you'd think.
I've got an interesting thing about that, lads. I've written to one of the senior directors of ALE because Will Duffy says that he's on, friendly terms with the seniors at ALE. He said that before they went out. They were friends. And so I wrote to one of the directors. At the moment, I'll keep his name to myself, but we'll see where it goes. But I've written to him 4 times now to ask him directly, can he please explain why it is that TFE was headlined or at least featured in 350 plus newspapers across the world, and yet not one single Antarctica mainstream organisation, including ALE, gives even one mention to TFE in any of its news and social media feeds. And just to ask him, can he please explain why you haven't covered it? And there's been absolute silence. He's not even responded. And I've written 4 times now in the last 3 weeks to ask him.
That should be an easy answer if it was truth.
Yeah.
If it was truthful.
I mean, do you think if at least it would warrant a few lines of news, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
make headlines. Yeah,
absolutely.
Sometimes salience big volumes. Maybe that's the case.
Man, where in the hell is that?
Well, look, Flats, are you there?
Yeah,
yeah. Going through pictures.
You know where I need to disappear soon, guys. But what time are we on tomorrow?
I think it's 9 o'clock UK CAT. So it's an hour earlier than now. So it's gonna be 7.
No, I think it's. Yeah, I think you guys are 2 hours ahead of us, aren't you?
Yeah. So it'll be 7 p.m. by you.
So shall we have a convo maybe? Did you get my email?
Yeah. I looked through it actually.
Okay. So would it be worth just having a quick chat, maybe quarter of an hour before we go live?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. So did you want to send me a link, maybe 22 quarter to 7 tomorrow?
I'll do so again. Yeah.
Okay, my friend.
I actually sent it today, but see, you didn't get it. That's why I sent you this one.
Yeah. No worries. All right, guys. Well, you have a good one, and be sure to tune in tomorrow because it's going to be a good one, I'm sure.
It's gonna be exciting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. Have a good night.
And we're gonna ask him to open up in prayer for us.
Yeah,
Yes.
please do, and close.
Well, I'll be praying for you guys for sure.
Nice.
I ain't gonna be
Amen.
dependent on him.
I just want to see if he can do it. I just want to see if he can actually say a prayer or not. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like spiking his drink with holy water.
Well, we don't want. I mean, yeah, I mean, I think the thing is, we don't want to be tricky with it, but just ask that God shines a light in it, in areas that have remained hidden.
Yep.
I don't
Absolutely.
even mean it as a joke. I don't even mean it as a joke. I just really want to see if he can recite some kind of prayer of some sort.
Yeah.
You did better than Rachel. You actually asked what time it was. I remember Rachel the last time she came on. She didn't know what time you were supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, have a good and love you and leave you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Appreciate it, man.
Blessings. Yeah, thinking about it, like, has he ever mentioned God at all?
That's what I'm saying. Well, he said he couldn't even find a Bible in his own house, right?
Yeah, which is odd.
That's real odd.
I've got multiple ones. I mean, I'm no pastor.
I know, right? I've got
Just one thing.
Walk into church.
Just one thing before I leave, guys.
Okay.
Just one thing that you might find interesting. When I was with Will on the live, he became. You know, you can tell when somebody isn't outwardly angry, but you just know that you've hit something.
I know, yeah.
As soon as I started talking about the firmament, he changed and he became really, really hostile. But in his nice, robotic, icy way. But you could tell that he was. He's absolutely hostile. He's hostile to the.
Steve, that's what I think drives his fight against flat Earth. I think that's what's driving it because it firmament, like it,
I mean the crust of the Earth.
Yeah.
They all get bent about the firmament. I've noticed that. It
Yeah.
really triggered about
Yeah.
the firmament.
That's
and this is another.
And so he demonstrates, he demonstrates the Nimrod spirit, doesn't
Yes,
he? You know,
yes,
like,
because they cannot listen. They have no place in heaven or on earth, and they know they're never going to get out. They're not getting out. Okay, and they know it's because of that firmament. This is why they're constantly denying it, trying to break it, for lack of a better term, trying to get through it. It goes right back to that Tower of Babel. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
And that's something I've noticed. I'm glad you brought that up because they really, really get bent triggered when you mention the firmament. Oh, well, where is it? And I just tell them it's right up above you. Well, I don't see it. And I said, yeah, you do. You're looking right at it. Look straight up.
Yep.
And Nimrod absolutely understood God's cosmology because he wouldn't attempt to build a tower to reach endless space, would he? He knew what was up there.
The scripture said that he was going to be successful too.
That's right.
Yeah.
They were going to be successful.
Well, God says, "What if I left them to it? What might they achieve?" In a roundabout way.
Right.
Yeah.
I was watching Nico's stream the other day, and he got one of them. Probably the most popular picture at Tower of Babel you'll see. It's like black and white, it looks like an Helter Skelter. And there were buildings around it, and it highlighted some buildings around it. And there's literal buildings in reality that look like them buildings on drawings. Crazy.
Yeah. If you look at the old architecture from the Babylonian scripts, you'll see there's buildings on the tower itself. Like up the cascade of the spiral staircase, they actually had like venues and temples up the side of it.
Yeah, and I think it's in Brussels, or is it? It's in one of the one of the main EU buildings. Is a Tower of Babel blueprint.
Yep.
Yeah. Good. Yeah.
All right, guys. I'll see you later.
Please.
Good luck tomorrow with Duffy. Don't take crap.
Yeah, Duffy, since I know you're watching this, yeah, I've given you plenty of time to practice now, so come up with a good prayer, buddy.
I know. I was thinking that when he was bringing it up. I was like, he's watching this right now. He's going to practice up a prayer.
Right.
I was thinking
He'll
that.
write it down.
Yeah, he'll have his eyes half open, looking down at a piece of paper.
Yep.
The best prayer is always from your heart.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
prepared.
Then the ceiling falls in on him.
Yeah, you'll know if
Exorcist
it's
style.
genuine or not. Sorry.
Sorry.
You'll
ahead.
know if it's genuine or not. If it comes from the heart, you can tell.
Yeah, usually the best prayers are said off the cuff.
Right.
You guys want to see
They're more
something?
sincere.
Flatzoid, bring up that link I
Yeah.
put back behind in the private chat. It's from Ted Logan on Twitter. It's pretty good. It's busting on NASA.
Just don't know about the song though. Gonna have to mute it, unfortunately.
That was Bezos. Yeah.
Otherwise, I get copyright striked.
Oh yeah, they tell me your video cannot be monetized. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm not monetized anyway.
Deceive. Everything about it is fake.
Well, they got to keep that Nate Mason narrative going, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely vested. And how does a politician become an astronaut?
We've seen so much of these bubbles in space.
That guy right there.
Previously, the people found a mouse on the spaceship face
I saw it,
behind.
That guy claimed that when he came back from space, his DNA changed because he has like a twin brother or whatever, and
Yeah.
now his DNA is different from his brother's, supposedly.
Oh, look at that balloon.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Jackson, 1983.
We don't have it.
We lost the technology, but it's a painful process to build it back again.
Yeah.
Does he still work for NASA? That's my question.
Yes.
Oh, hell.
I think they're planning to get him back up in space.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bring the bubble gum and the duct tape. You have a leak.
Man, I was
Well, you
watching
have a
that
leak.
woman. I was watching that woman up there last night.
Karen
and-
B.
Yeah, right. and her hair was like it goes boing like that, right back to the same position everywhere she goes. It just goes right back to the same position. It's like, yeah, that's real. Get out of here.
Well, it is a circus, but that was horrible though, guys. Got to admit it. All those people dying. I know.
It was a good comedy show.
Oh, I did have.
The interview in his driveway was the Mike Smith. Oh man,
Oh, yeah.
I'm not him. I'm not him. I'm somebody else. Sure, dude. We're looking at a picture of you right now.
See, that's like stuff like that right there. Like when you talk, spit comes out of your mouth, water comes out of your eyes. You shave your face, you're gonna have little tiny hairs all over the place. It's like
Yeah.
that place would be a mess. But they'll
Skylab,
just
they
use
did
a
a better
vacuum.
job with. Yeah. Yeah. Skylab, they did a better job filming that one. They had better work in it, but they had showers in Skylab too. It's really weird.
Yeah,
How do
how's
you have a
that
shower
work?
in space? I don't know.
Skylab was massive.
Yeah,
when,
it was.
when you look
Oh,
at
it
the
was small
Skylab,
compared to this thing. It was small compared to the ISS.
when you look at videos from inside, it looks huge.
They
Well,
let me
Go
see.
ahead.
Here's a picture of that.
Did that capsule bring those astronauts back yet? Because that's supposed to splash down, right? Is there ain't gonna be any steam come off the ocean when that hits the water there? They
Yes,
probably
Never
didn't
seen
show it.
steam come
Was
off.
trapped.
Never.
I think I saw the article from Yahoo that
Mhm.
they came back.
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah, they came back from
Yeah,
hiding.
they're finally back. That girl, they've been wearing the same underpants that whole time up there.
Such big news. You mean depends?
I can't believe that.
Well, they
Hey,
do use the adult diapers a lot, so I just want to know where they hide the adult diapers if they have to take them off.
Just shoot it out
Good
in
question.
space.
It all gets bagged up, doesn't it, and just dumped in a little room.
Well,
Not
you
that-
know when Skylab came back, it re-entered and it burned up and broke up, and part of it landed in Australia. And Australia supposedly sent a citation for a fine for littering to NASA.
Nice. That's funny.
NASA new motto: fake it till you make it.
Don't mess with Australia.
Yeah.
Oh, they made a big deal out of that Skylab. They had Russian cosmonauts go up there and hang out with the American astronauts, for like a day or
Soyuz
two.
NASA, yeah.
It was a joke. It really was. I mean, we believed it. We, of course, we believed it. We were still in the spell.
Yeah.
But
my grandparents took me out to watch it go down. We watched part of it go through the sky when it was coming down. I got to see some of it, but yeah.
Hey, David
old
Sanch,
now.
what's up, man?
Who? David.
I have no idea.
Sanch. How's it
David.
going? Hear us.
How'd you like that
Are you
live
muted?
guy that came on my show last night there, Chad?
Oh boy, yeah.
What's his show?
Hey, what's up, guys? Can you hear me?
I went and looked at his
Yeah,
channel.
what's up, man?
Yeah.
I went and looked at his channel. It's interesting to say the least.
God, man, he was drunk.
I keep missing your show, so I'm busy all the time. I got to get back on the schedule.
It's hard to get on everybody.
It is.
Yeah, I don't want to talk over anyone. Did I hear that someone's going to be debating Duffy tomorrow, though?
No,
Yeah,
no
you
one's
didn't hear right.
He's having a
Not debating, we're
discussion
talking
about it tomorrow. Myself and Stephen Duffy.
You're going to, Flatzoid?
Yeah, myself and Steve.
Yeah, but it's not a debate.
Awesome. Is there a topic or?
It's not a debate.
It's just a talk. Yeah.
Okay. Did you listen to the Nathan Thompson debate?
We still have to actually review it. We tried to start it once and never got very far. We still-
Okay. Yeah, Duffy was talking about the sky a lot. So that's kind of like his checkmate, which we all know is a logical fallacy. The thing is, if he starts talking about the celestial antipode of like the South Pole having an actual place in the sky, what would your response be about that?
Prove it.
Okay, so I think he does claim that they have footage that in the South there is one.
The thing is, it's dropped. The thing is, he can't prove it
We've all seen
yeah,
it.
Yeah, remember when I told him to do this very specific thing? He couldn't because he claimed the sun was up 24 hours, so it's always light. So you can't see the stars. So you can't have it both ways. You either see the stars or you don't.
They apparently get them in Chile, though.
Yeah, they did. That's the only one they got. It's not.
But, so
not
what
the exact pole.
we've seen counter-rotating star trails, haven't we? Like, it's not new.
Yeah, I see them even from here. We can see southern star trails, so it doesn't make a difference. The difference is they claim it's based upon a globe. They can't prove it.
Well, they claim sky's actually going in two different directions.
And it's not.
They said they can explain it too on their model. I don't know how they do that. I'm waiting to see that explanation.
Well, you've heard Professor Dave, haven't you? It's literally going in opposite direction in south.
Counterclockwise. So the Earth's moving in two different directions, like twisting in half all the time, basically. It's in one direction.
While it's being stationary, of course.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's only spinning in one direction, though. It's going east to west. How would that give you different star trails? It don't make any sense. I can't wrap my head around it.
Okay, but if there is a place on the Earth that's geographic where we see all the stars in the south rotate around every time we go to that geographic spot, they would claim that's the South Pole, correct?
Yeah.
You can claim that all you want.
Okay.
You'd have to prove that star to have a GP point, though.
So they have the South Pole Station, and they claim that that place was found because someone came from like the north of Antarctica and went south following the stars until they got to that place, and then someone from the south of Antarctica went like also straight to that place. But like, I don't know about the exact direction, but they're saying that they came from two opposite sides of Antarctica. They followed the sky and they met in one geographic location where all the stars were circling around one point in the sky.
No, what happened is the one person went and he placed a tent there. Then later on, another person came and found the tent there, and they declared it as the geographic South Pole.
So it wasn't even the same time. It was like years later.
Yeah, it was different times.
Did they claim to have started from the same place, or did they come from different locations to find that one spot?
Same different locations, but the thing is also, remember, when you do traveling, especially long distances, and you're doing traveling, so if they the sky track, it's not very accurate on distance.
You're coming.
Well, it's supposed to be for every 69 miles, it's 1 degree, correct?
69
Yeah.
nautical miles.
Yeah. So if someone went from South America down to Antarctica, and every 69 nautical miles they went south, they saw 1 degree drop, and they eventually got to a point after 690 miles. So they're directly at, say, 90 degrees south. They see a celestial antipode straight at their zenith, straight above their head, and say someone else does the same exact thing, but instead they start from Australia, go to Antarctica, and do the same exact thing, and they meet in the same exact place. Would you basically call that south-north circumnavigation?
No.
No.
Okay,
They're
why
heading
not?
south to begin with. They're both heading south. They're going away.
Yeah,
from
but
the
you
north.
both ended up at the same exact location, though. So,
Yeah, but
like,
did they
if
have the
you
same
get there,
Did they have the same distance?
yeah, but look, say you are in South America and you do it, and you get to that spot. Someone from Australia does it. They get to the same spot as you. You don't need to keep going in your direction because you know Australia is in that direction. Someone just came from there and met you there.
No, but that won't be circumnavigation.
No.
Circumnavigation requires, in globe terms, you'd be following a great circle that cuts through both poles.
No, but great circles are for east and west, not for south.
You cross over those circles. They're markers, dude.
All right, look, we know that south-north circumnavigation would be if you started in South America, you went south, you got to the celestial antipode, and then you kept going and you wound up in Australia. You agree with that at least, right?
No.
It's
If
not
you kept
happening
going
anyway.
south.
Like, so why are we
Circumnavigate, you
talking
need to
about
start at a point and end up back where you started.
No, you started in South America, you ended up in Australia. Two different locations, but you kept going one direction. You kept going south.
Circumnavigation. Circumnavigation requires you to end up back where you started.
Oh, well, all right. Well, you would keep going south over Australia, then all the way north, all the way back around. It would take forever. But if you just did it on the bottom of the ball, that's all you need to do it for.
You sound a lot like a baller to me, man. What's going on?
No, I'm not a baller. But what I'm saying is that would be their final experiment. Would that be a true final experiment? That's what I'm trying to say.
This guy's not
Wait, well, just let me speak because I had this presented to me from a baller, right? The circumnavigation claim is it's a big circle that goes through both poles, right? It's claimed to have been done, right? I got given a video on YouTube. It's a Pan Am flight. It was a special flight. It's supposed to have done exactly what were claimed, right? But when you look at it and you look at the map route they take, they do not do it.
Yeah, no, I agree that it's never been done before, but I'm trying to say, what is the way you would properly be able to do it that would disprove flat Earth in our own paradigm? So a fair test.
We don't have to come up with it like that. But we're not claiming a globe. If the baller wants to claim circumnavigation, the baller has to accomplish it. We don't. claim it. We don't have to propose an experiment which it's not, because it's not science.
Yeah, but in our model, continually going
What a model.
south, you'll find new lands.
Our model.
What a
Hold
model,
on. I
mate.
thought you were a flat earther.
Yeah, if you're
All right, not even a model, but south should bring you to new lands. It shouldn't bring you back to the lands we know of.
No, mate.
I have
You
a
said
question to
our
David.
model. You said you're a flat earther. You're full of crap. Our model. You're a bot.
Okay, look, because I believe the AE map is the actual place we live. I just don't think there's a one-to-one linear relationship with the sky. That's all. I think the AE map is right, but the one-to-one linear relationship with the sky is the problem. That the stars don't match so straight above
Do
it.
you know the AE map is a glow projection?
Okay.
Of course
But
he does.
they could have reverse engineered the AE map into a sphere where we actually live on the AE map.
No.
No. The AE map came after the sphere was presented.
The globe were reversed engineered from flat Earth elevation angle measurements to Polaris.
Okay. Well, all right. So since south-north circumnavigation, you're saying basically can't happen, where could you go to find the firmament wall where it meets the ground? Which direction would you go to find that wall?
Just travel south until you finally get there.
So pick any latitude and go south, man. Just go run right in. Yeah.
Okay, so what if instead of running into it, you wind up back in Australia somehow? And you started in fucking
Did you go
South
straight?
America. That should be impossible.
Did you go straight?
Yeah. Just you
How do
keep
know
you just
went-
keep going
wait,
straight.
How do you know, what did you use to go straight?
The South Celestial Pole in the sky.
So you use the sky. So you use the sky. Have you ever navigated using the sky before?
Right, listen, right. There is no South Celestial Pole.
Duffy's gonna say otherwise. He says they have proof of it. I don't know. Maybe they fucking don't.
Wait,
Maybe they
wait,
faked it. I don't know.
Hold on, let's look at one simple question. How in the hell are you going to see a South Celestial Pole if it was daylight the whole damn time?
Exactly.
That's true. Yeah, you wouldn't. That's true.
They don't think about this shit. See?
Yeah, but that's what I'm also trying to say. If you've ever used navigation with the stars and stuff, which I have in the bush here, you can't tell you're going exactly straight by following a star, because the stars are following a circular path. You following that star, you are following its circular path. So you think you're going straight, but you're actually taking a circular path.
All right, but we have latitude though. Like we talked about the 69 nautical miles. You're able to go in a straight line from the North Pole of Polaris straight down 1 degree, 1 degree, 1 degree, all the way until you get to the equator, correct?
Stars,
And stay in a straight line.
The thing is, stars always travel east to west, okay? You would agree that's taking a circular route.
Yeah, but you're not
when you're
focusing on
following
those
that
stars. You're just
star-
focusing on Polaris.
No. So if you not Polaris, I'm saying stars. So if you're focusing on following, let's say, the Southern Cross, which is taking a circular path east to west over the sky, you are following that circular path. You're not going straight.
No, you want to just find what it's rotating around, and you go straight at that.
So you're not taking a straight path. So in other words, it's
There
fallacious
is
to
no,
think they're taking
there
a
is
straight
no star to look at with a sextant in the south. That thing that they say it's rotating around, there ain't a star there.
Yes.
Yeah, but you could place your own imaginary star right in the center and just travel towards that.
You can't, because you only see them rotating stars when someone does a Star Trek time lapse.
Yeah,
if you're just on a boat in the south, you're not seeing stars doing a circular motion in the sky.
Yeah, you don't, do that here. You don't do long exposure. You don't do long exposures to look at stars.
The only stars, they probably use that Southern Cross for navigation in the south. Like Flat says, they're constantly moving. You haven't got a star like Polaris.
So you're saying there 100% is no South Celestial Pole.
Yes. No, not as what the globe claims.
No, because I know Earth's flat, man.
Just a ceremonial
one direction.
Yeah, it's ceremonial. There's no geographic South Pole.
No.
David, why you would like to disprove something which you can
Well, I might just have a misunderstanding of the sky down there. So I'm just trying to talk it out with you guys. I don't really know 100%. I'm just trying to talk it out of how my mind is working and just hear what you guys are saying.
Can I ask you a question that might clear this up? Do you know 100% Earth's flat, or do you just have a belief it's flat?
No, I know it's flat because it's measured flat. We can
measured
do, but the thing to me of what it would imply.
So let me start you, right? So if it's measured flat and you know it's flat, you know sky moves east to west, then you know that whatever counter-rotating thing you see in the sky is a phenomena. It's not really doing that. There's no south rotating pole. You should know that.
But look, if the Earth is flat, but you can also south-north circumnavigate somehow, that's a paradox. How could both paradoxes exist at once? To me, it implies something.
I've just told you, if they're navigating it south, they probably use a starlight Southern Cross. There's no fixed pole starlight Polaris.
Just going the opposite direction of north. It's using a compass, for crying out loud. There's no star there. There's no South Pole.
They claim that in the sky there is one point at which the Southern Cross revolves around.
Well, that's a lie.
That was their claim.
That's a claim. It's bullshit.
You listen to too many ballers.
All right, well, I'm just saying, if it were true that there is a place in the sky that is a South Pole in the sky, it doesn't prove that it's a South Pole on the ground. I agree with you on that. But if you were to continue going in that direction and return back to known lands, wouldn't that prove that it actually is a geographic South Pole and not just one in the sky?
No.
Well, I guess it would, but it's never been done.
So that's the true final experiment then, right, Soph?
No.
Here's the whole thing. If a frog had wings, it wouldn't bump its ass every time it jumped. Okay, we can if all we want to. The reality is there's not. If you go and look into the difficulty that was run into establishing meridians and everything just south of the equator, it'll blow your mind. It'll hurt your head. It'll hurt your head because once you've lost the pole star, Polaris, now you only have two things. You have time and movement. Time and movement. That's all they're going by. Okay? And
do me a favor, dude. Whatever you're doing with your microphone.
It's driving. Sounds like he's driving.
Yeah, I'm driving. I'm sorry about that.
Is this Dave Sims?
David, you are a flat earther, man.
Whenever you don't speak, just mute your mic.
I mean, what I'm wondering is why couldn't you just come in and say that I'm a baller? Because he's not a flat earther. I'm sorry, he's not a flat earther.
Well, now, what I was saying is, what that would imply to me, if you were able to successfully south-north circumnavigate, but also we know that the Earth is flat based off of measurements, that would be a paradox that, hey, it appears as if we're living on a sphere because the way that the ground is acting, it's literally returning us back to the place we started.
Well,
but we know it's not curving, so that's impossible. So to me,
you know why it's never been done.
You've got a silly paradox in your own mind, because if Earth's flat, then that can't happen.
Exactly. The only way it could happen is if you were in some sort of simulation. That's the only way it could happen, that it was programmed that way. But the reality itself isn't operating that way.
Why are you even entertaining it in your head?
Like a Pac-Man game? You get to
No, not exactly like a Pac-Man, because you would be on a sphere. It's just your Earth isn't ever curving, but you're on a sphere still. So it would be like a program where the coordinates line up as if you're on a sphere, even though your ground's never curving. It would be a paradox that would only be possible through a video game. Like if you look at, they have video games.
Are you a person that thinks we live in a simulation?
If that were true, that you could south-north circumnavigate, I would 100% believe that we're in a simulation programmed onto a sphere, even though the Earth is flat at the same exact time. It would be a paradox. But besides that, I don't believe we're in a simulation unless that's done, though. That has to be done for me to believe that, though.
Take it down a notch. Hold on.
One question, David. So, why wouldn't they have done this already if it were possible to do? Because the ballers literally claim it's been done anyway, even though we know it hasn't. But if it were possible, it would have been done. You know?
Well, they claim the way that they found the South Pole was from two different locations, so they think that they've already done it, basically. That you don't need to go further.
Who's told you that, though? Who's told you that circumnavigation?
That's not. Go look at James Ross Clark and his expeditions, and go look at Cook, and you'll find out it's a big different story, dude. Just go look at their logs, look at their routes, look at their actual circumnavigation that they actually did. They didn't come to that conclusion at all. They found themselves out of reckoning, going much further around an ice rim than anybody else did, and they documented the whole thing. It was done in the 1700s.
I just want to show you something, okay? You can see my screen.
All right. Yes, sir.
Okay, now this is the southern cross.
Please
okay?
mute your microphone when you don't speak.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the Southern Cross. The arrow. This is us standing, and we are observing the Southern Cross. Okay, looking south. Now, what happens is through the night sky, the Southern Cross seems to turn. Okay, east to west. Okay, it's following its east. You see, we are having to turn with it. You're turning with it to follow it. So when you're taking it, you're not going a straight line because your original paths started here. You're following it. So as you're moving along, you're following as it's turning. So the more the more the stars are rotating, the more you're following that rotation. So you're not going in a straight line. That's what I say. You can't use the stars like this and claim you're going in a straight line if you're using the stars for a navigation.
And that's including on land too. It doesn't matter.
I mean, this is specific to the south, guys. I know because I've navigated using the Southern Cross a lot of times in the bush, and it follows east to west. It goes across the sky. You follow that South Star. So you are going in a circular path following it. You're not going in a straight line while you're crossing, going south. Do you get what I'm saying?
Kind of. I'm gonna have to watch it because I'm driving, so I'm gonna have to go back and watch it what you're showing. But if the Southern Cross is going in a circle in the sky, then why can't we place right in the middle of that circle an imaginary star towards that? I don't get why that's a problem.
Do follow the Southern Cross. Nobody has the ability to navigate the stars using slow exposure, long exposure.
You'd have to get your section out and look for this Sigma Octantus, which you can't see, so you can't do it. It's
But maybe I just need to get more specific. So if say we were in Union Glacier, if we were looking to our south, what are we going to see? We're at 80 degrees south right now. We're looking towards south. We're 90 degrees south, right?
I don't know.
What are we seeing?
I don't know.
What is it in the
South from
nighttime?
Union Glacier in the
Is it
sky.
light? Is it dark?
Say it's nighttime.
Okay, so it's dark.
Yeah, it's dark. You can see all the stars perfect.
Okay, cool. So what you would see is you would see the Southern Cross.
Okay.
And you would follow the Southern Cross.
But no, if you follow the Southern Cross, that's when you're going to get off path. What if you just sit in one spot for the whole night?
That's how we all navigate in the south. We follow the Southern Cross.
Do you want this?
Okay. Well, I don't know about navigating down in the south. I've never done it. But can we just listen to my idea? And maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Maybe it works.
I want to ask you an honest question. Do you think if you stood in south, looking with your own eyes, that you're seeing stars doing circles?
Yeah.
You don't.
Why would you see that?
I don't know why you'd say that either. Like.
So there's actually no circling in the south around one singular point at all.
Don't see just by looking me up. If I go outside all night and stand outside all night and look at stars, I do not see them doing circles.
You do know how big Earth is, right?
Well, I know what they claim: 24,901 miles circumference.
That's what I'm saying. In reality, when we stand outside and we look at something, if an aeroplane flies past us, okay, your field of view is very limited to how long you see that aeroplane. By the time it gets past you, it just seemed to have gone in a straight line, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, now if it's following, like you would say, a star, it would following a curve, almost like, let's say you're on a highway, a long, long highway. To you, it looks like you're driving straight, but you're actually turning.
I don't know. Okay,
It's like
so
scale.
didn't
I'm trying to say
Kepler like record the kinematic motions of the stars in the sky?
What does Kepler have to do with what navigating in the south got to do?
Because the stars are supposed to be mapped out of where they're going to be every
I
hour
think
of the
no,
day
wait.
of every
Let
season,
me get
right?
this right. You're a Whitsitt fan.
Yeah, I watched Whitsitt a long
there
time.
we go,
Yeah.
Ironic, you're watching him, mate.
I don't think Whitsitt's the
But,
guy to
okay.
be following, just to let you know.
I don't think he's a fire.
But he hasn't made many videos lately. But yeah, I still follow the guy, of course.
This is why what happened.
The sky. Back to the point. The sky is mapped out, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't prove the ground. What's the sky got to do with the ground?
All I'm saying is, if the sky is mapped out, why can't you walk in a straight line if you go towards one location in the sky? You don't follow the movement of the Southern Cross. You just walk at where it would be the Southern Cross is circling around.
The Southern Cross moves across the sky. If you're following a moving object, you're moving with it in its direction.
Yeah, but you're not following it. You're following what it's circling. But you're saying it doesn't circle anything. So yeah, you can't go in a straight line though. Yeah, I have to see what the Southern sky actually looks like with a time lapse, like how I can with Polaris. I have to see that in the Southern sky.
Let's just put it this way: I can go outside now, okay, and I can sit and look at the sky. I can tell you the Milky Way. I can tell you the Milky Way will start on the left of the sky, and then by the end of the night, it'll be on the right side of the sky.
Okay.
So the Southern Cross follows that path.
But all right, but you're not like the Milky Way does that because you're at a high enough latitude that you don't see your polar star, right? If you were
There is no south
further
polar
enough in the
star.
north, you circle a point, wouldn't you?
No, there is no south polar star.
The Milky Way just
Okay, well, if there is 100% no southern polar star that, or even a place in the sky that you can mark as a southern polar spot, then that 100% proves flat Earth by that alone.
Sigma Octantis is a arbitrary place they gave, which if you take long exposure, it seems that the stars are rotating around it, like it would be in the north. The problem is
Okay, so Sigma Octantis, why can't you walk straight towards that?
Wait, David, you need to listen to Flats explain it because he's trying to explain what you're not understanding here.
Okay, go ahead. My fault.
Okay, so what happens is it's just an arbitrary position that you can only see when you do long exposure, okay? The problem is the globus claim that this is due to Earth's rotation, that there's a geographic pole. We are flat earthers. There is no rotation of Earth to have a geographic pole. So we're saying it's simply just the reflection, you could say, of the stars on the firmament taking its path. Now, in the south, you can't use Sigma Octantis for navigation. You use the Southern Cross. And the Southern Cross follows a path over the sky. And that's what you use to navigate.
Okay. So they don't use Sigma Octantis at all, like they use Polaris. It's completely different in the south.
No, they don't use Polaris.
David, do you understand that if you were in the south looking at sky, you would never find a star, Sigma Octantis?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting that you guys are saying. Yeah, so it's completely different from the north. Like in the north, it's obvious to find Polaris. It's easy, right?
Hey, what you're not getting is right. Globe claim is it's right dim and you just can't see it, right? But that's irrelevant, right? If you were straight south, you would not find it with your eyes. Yeah, you won't be able to see it. Do you understand that? Not like Polaris.
Okay.
Polaris is a real star.
Yeah. See, I'm
right.
Okay. So that's my misunderstanding. Then I'm trying to think that it's exactly like the north.
No, listen, the only way you could find that point of rotation is by doing time lapse. by looking with your
yeah.
eyes, just by looking with
Okay.
your eyes, you'd just be looking at black sky. There'd be
Yeah,
nothing
I
there to
understand
look
that, of
at.
course. Yeah, because you don't see the trails in real time, of course.
Right, so you can't.
But when you do find that spot after you do time lapse, so first just sit there, don't do any navigation, just sit there, do the time lapse. Then when you figure out where that spot is, there's nowhere where you could just walk in a straight line towards Sigma
How would you
Atlantis.
mark that point? You'd have to be constantly
you do
looking through a
that?
camera doing
If
time lapse.
you're far enough south in Union Glacier, you would see that point. That's what they claim, correct? Because you're far enough south.
You need to stop listening to folk, mate. You really do.
I just might not get it. Yeah, maybe it's my fault. I just need to see visuals of it, possibly.
No, the things that you've spoken are exactly why everybody's in this problem, like Jaren and that, right? Because you don't understand to start with. Ballers have just pulled wool over people's eyes, and because they've got a belief and they don't understand, it's like, oh wow. Now this bubble that I've
Well,
been
I'm not falling for the
believing
scam that the sky tells you where you live. I'm not falling for that. The thing is, I was saying the south-north circumnavigation part of it. So if you were to follow the sky and you actually south-north circumnavigate, then oh shit, it would prove something. So I was just creating a test that would prove something.
But why?
And even if it proved that, I still said I wouldn't agree that we're on a sphere physically, that it would be more of a simulation because it acts as a sphere, but it can't be because we've measured it.
Doesn't even act as a sphere, but okay. But anyway, look what this.
If there were
okay,
south-north circumnavigation, it would act as a sphere, right?
No. There is
No.
south-north navigation that doesn't act like a sphere. The fact that they elevation angles means it's flat. But look, this is the okay. You can't obviously see this because you're driving, but I got on screen. I got the Southern Cross, and now I've got Beta Centauri. The way they figure out where the South Celestial Pole is, due south, is due to the triangulation between the stars. That's because the Southern Cross is moving across the sky east to west, like I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that's why they claim there is a southern celestial pole, because they do that triangulation.
Okay. So they actually have to triangulate it, and they don't do that with Polaris. Polaris, you can actually see it, right?
Yeah.
Polaris, you can see. You can't see Sigma
Yeah.
Octantis.
So why do they have a different standard for the south then? What is their explanation?
Because the stars are different.
Yeah, but why can't you just use the same method as you did in the north and the south if it's the same thing, if it's the same phenomenon like they claim?
A lot of people do believe that the southern hemisphere and the northern hemisphere are just inverts of the same stars.
Yeah, I've heard that. But what's the globe model's claim, though, about why they can't actually find the southern polar star or whatever? Because you said they have to triangulate it to find it, but they don't have to do that in the north. So what is their reason? Like if you were to still man the globe, what is their reason for why they have to do a different
Sigma
method in the south?
Octantis isn't visible, that's why. Polaris is visible.
They said it used to be visible at one point in time too, dude. But that was supposedly a long time ago.
Okay. And then you're telling me you can't walk directly towards Sigma Atlantis because of the fact that the Southern Cross is always moving.
No. You can't walk in a straight line towards it.
And you can't see it.
You can't see it.
So it's impossible to draw an imaginary star up there that you could walk towards?
Everything moves in the sky.
Show me how to draw an imaginary
How
star.
do you do that? How do you do that?
Yeah, I guess every hour it would shift so much it'd be like impossible. So, all right. So basically you're saying that if you're in Union Glacier and you wanted to get to 90 degrees south and walk in a straight line straight south, you can't even do that using the sky. You would need to use a compass.
Yeah. Compass is
And then, all right, if you were to use a compass and you keep going and south becomes north, that wouldn't say anything?
But who's to say? Wait. But who's to say that's going to be a straight line, though?
The compass.
No, the compass is following the north, magnetic. So if you go in a circle, it's still going to show north and south.
So,
It doesn't mean you're going
so
in a straight line.
basically, it's impossible to walk in a straight line in the south, is what you're telling me.
It seems kind of implausible.
So you could, if you were given all the time in the world, all the technology, all the money, all the everything, and we said, hey, just go south when you're in the south and just keep going south and go in a straight line and find the firmament wall, you wouldn't be able to do it? You'd say the sky is too confusing?
What straight line? Again, what straight line? You claiming this straight line. You're telling you how you're going to know you're going
Well, the straight line is where the firmament wall would be, correct?
Okay, David, let's assume you're right. You are following a straight line, if it would be possible. Let's assume that is correct. You have something which is 60 parallel, which you can't pass. So it's only in the hypothesis you can get there, because you can't. You will stop. Never has been done.
So it's impossible to walk in a straight line in the south. That's what you're saying.
No.
You can't pass it. You just can't go there because they won't allow you. Why? So I think, you know,
can't fly over it.
identify your problem.
how
You
do
know,
you think people
you
get
see
lost in
yourself, David. You see yourself that the Earth is flat. So why you allow other people to put some minuscule details which confuses you? Don't be a follower of Visit. Don't be follower of Flat. Don't be follower of anyone. The answer is in you.
No, it's
Don't
not me
allow
following, because
them.
I haven't even heard this conversation amongst anyone. This is something within my own mind, and I'm just speaking it out with you guys. That's all. I'm not following anyone at all.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, don't worry what the sky does.
Yeah.
Rather understand
Yeah, I'm
that
fine.
the Earth's
I'm
definitely
fine with that.
not curved.
Well, I was just trying to navigate the Earth in general, and if we're navigating the Earth, we actually are focusing on the ground. We're not focusing on the sky. And if south on the Earth all of a sudden becomes north on the Earth, that's what a globe would require. It's
But when does it ever become north?
circumnavigation. Well, that's what I'm saying. That I don't think it would. I think there would be new lands out if you kept going in a straight line south. There'd be new lands out there. But if it were to return you, then that would have major implications that the Earth of navigation is acting as if you're on a sphere, even though the sphere is never curving. That's a paradox. The only way that'd be possible is in a simulation. It's the only way.
Again, no. But like I explained, if you're taking a curved path that you think you're taking straight, and you end up back out of Antarctica.
Yeah, you're saying we're not actually going straight.
Yeah, you're not actually going straight. You follow the curve.
Okay, but I'm saying hypothetically, if you were though, like,
There is no
is it possible to go straight? It's literally impossible to go straight in the south.
If you go to 90 degrees south and go straight south from there, you're going to run into a lot of problems, and they don't let anybody do it. There's no flights that do that neither. There's a reason for it.
I know there's no flights for it, but if you wanted to discover yourself, if you were living upon a sphere or not, that's the way to do it, right?
No.
You've already said yourself that you know Earth's measured flat, so you don't need to know whether it's a sphere.
Okay. All right. See it from a different lens. If I were to tell you, hey, I want you to go find the Iron Republic. I want you to go find the Iron Republic, go straight in the south and go get me to the Iron Republic. And you say, I keep trying, but I keep ending up in Australia every time. I want to find the Iron Republic, but I can't find it. I keep finding Australia, even though I'm coming from South America. That wouldn't tell you anything?
I just don't know why you couldn't have been honest and just said I'm a glober.
Dude, I'm not a glober at all. If anything, dude, this is all hypothetical. It's not even real.
Why?
But there would be a way to prove it if it were real.
Why is it bothering you? That's the whole point.
You do realize you're talking contradiction, mate, right? If you've just said to me that you know Earth's measured flat, then you know Earth's flat, right? So you know it's not a ball. So there's no if this, if that, it might be a ball. Otherwise, you don't believe Earth's flat. You either believe it's flat,
right, but
or you think it's
what do we
globe.
say? The sky doesn't tell us anything about the ground. So I'm using the ground in navigation, and now the ground is all of a sudden, like how east can become west in our ground, south is becoming north on the ground. What would that tell you?
But how would you know this without using the sky? That's how you're using the sky that you said doesn't matter to make the deduction.
Well, no, the sky, you can't do it, you said, because Southern Cross is always moving. So I don't know. You have to travel in a straight line somehow, which you're saying is impossible. It's crazy. That's impossible.
I think you're misconstruing when we say looking at sun and what sun does determines whether Earth's curved or not.
No, I don't believe that at all.
No,
I believe where you navigate the ground would prove if you're east becoming west tells us something.
No, I think you're
so south becoming north would tell us something.
Obviously, in navigation, you use stars to navigate, and when you make measurements of them stars, it proves Earth's flat. I think you're misconstruing that, and the ballers who've supposedly been to Antarctica and said they've seen a circling sun, and that proves it's a globe. I think you're misconstruing that.
No, the
arbitrary directions of east and
circling
west
the sun proves nothing, but navigation in the south would prove something.
Yeah, Earth's flat. That's what it proves.
Yeah, so
I agree.
the east and west are arbitrary directions that we actually use the compass from north to get to. They're like left and right, dude. Yeah, you're still going in a circle. You're
If I gave you all the money in the world, can you find the Iron Republic for me? Could you find the firmament wall? If I give you all the money, all the time, all the resources, could you go south in Antarctica and find it? Or would you always return to known lands?
David,
That's a hypothetical.
money doesn't
question.
matter. You won't be able to get there.
Is it possible to find the Iron Republic, or is that impossible? We live on a flat Earth. Is it possible to find new lands or find the firmament wall?
What new lands?
What new lands?
All right, the firmament wall. Is it possible to find the firmament wall?
I'm sure it is.
Listen, right? You need to stop listening to your Weisses and your Witzes. There's no extra lands, man.
No, it's not about who I'm listening to. I've never even heard them talk about this before. I'm just saying, if we're navigating the Earth, the firmament's a real thing. We should be able to find the wall, right? Where it meets the ground.
Nobody's ever been there, so we don't know, do we?
Are you a Bible believer?
Well, there's an active campaign.
Yeah, if we're using biblical cosmology. If we're using visible cosmology, yes, you should find the firmament wall. If we're not, if we're saying there's new lands, then you should find new lands. But you can't continuously find Australia.
What does Bible say about knowing things regarding Earth? Read Book of Job, what he says to Job. Were you there in the beginning when I did this, when I laid line? No? Do you really think man's meant to find?
All right, but we can't use the Bible as proof, right? We need to use the real world around us as proof, right?
Oh, so the Bible's not real?
I hold to the Bible, man.
Which, so that is what the Bible contains, the words, whatever. That's not real. That's not real.
All right, we test reality, and when the Bible matches it, we give credit to the Bible. But we don't use the Bible as proof without testing reality.
It's not a scientific book or anything like that. It's not a textbook or anything. But it supports and teaches flat Earth without a doubt.
All right, go to Australia, David, and go south, dude. Go to 90 degrees. Keep going, and see how hard it is. Yeah, you'll run.
But we should find the firmament wall or something, right? Eventually.
Possibly. Nobody's ever been there, as far as we know.
You should, but
but instead, if we don't,
David, you have to understand, you won't be able to get there. You just won't be able to get there.
Can you imagine if someone told you that a land exists, but you could never get there? Wouldn't you think it's fairy tale then?
You keep saying land. There's no extra land.
Well, he just said you won't be able to get there. So the firmament wall, if someone told you, hey, the firmament wall is real.
You didn't understand that. Maybe it's my bad. You will be stopped. That's what I mean. You won't be able to get there.
Maybe
you won't be able to.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Maybe we'll travel that far south. We'll come out at little crater where we are and go into the next crater that's called Asgard or something like that. And keep going into all these craters. That wants to go watching Weiss, mate.
Well,
David, in theory, I agree with you. You would be able to find.
How do you know where the firmament is exactly? How do you know Antarctica is? How do you know Antarctica is the outer border for the firmament?
Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know that for a fact. I don't.
I think NASA has proved the firmament, but we're not allowed to necessarily.
Yeah.
I agree with you, David.
All right. All I'm saying is,
in theory, if you would travel there, you would get to the firmament. But the problem is, you won't be allowed to get there, to find by yourself. Why?
Yeah, they'll stop
it. And we are not free. That's why. Try to travel by yourself. I can even sponsor you. Try to travel, go there. Try to travel and go there. You won't be able to. So I just only use my money.
But there would be a direction where you could, though, if people weren't stopping you, right? And what if you kept going in that direction, but you kept finding Australia instead?
Because they have buoys, they have warships, they won't allow you to pass certain points, 60 parallel. You won't be able to. Antarctic Treaty, it's only treaty in the history which has been never broken. It's,
I know all this, man.
Yes.
I know.
So
I've been a flat earther for 5 years. I agree.
Very good.
I'm still a flat earther. I agree.
That's why it's
I'm talking hypotheticals. That's all of what a real proof would be. That's all.
Okay, so David, why do you keep ending up back in Australia, dude? That's
Yeah,
my question.
what's his way of feeling? Yeah.
Because all right, well, South America on a ball, if you continuously go south, you hit Antarctica, and then you pop up on the other side of the ball and you hit Australia. Correct?
Yeah, but nobody does that. They actually veer.
Exactly.
east
So
to
that's what I'm saying. Instead, we would hit the firmament or we would hit new lands. If we don't, and we hit Australia, that tells you something.
We don't though. Nobody's actually done it. So let's get it. Look, I'm going down there this year if I can, or even next year. So and I got people that want to go and they want to go do this exact same thing you're talking about. They would like to just run off and go off with camp and go south and find the dome. They loved it. But the idea is, are they going to let me do that if I go down there? If I go, I'm going with ALE. Am I going to be able to get off the expedition and go roam off?
No. You would have to plan a southward circumnavigation with ALE.
Yeah, I'd have to actually. It would actually be my guide. I wouldn't be able
Yeah,
to.
Duffy needs to do that. If he wants a true final experiment, that's it. That's what Duffy has to do. Like, I'll never believe in the globe until they south-north circumnavigate. That's the only way I'll ever believe in it. And even then, I know the globe is an impossibility because you can't have a vacuum adjacent to a pressurized system without a barrier. So the only thing it would tell me is, shit, the ground is operating as if it's a sphere, but I know a sphere is impossible in real physical reality, so therefore I'm in a simulation.
But I don't know if you're in a simulation though, dude.
Flats, I'm off
It would
the
be
most of that, right? I'm
Yeah,
off
we're
the
gonna
bed
end out
already.
anyway. It is anyway late, so we're gonna
Burning
end.
my head out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for having me on. I just wanted to talk that idea out with you and see what you
Yeah,
thought.
all I think is just don't let it bother you too much, man.
Yeah. Don't
Because
overthink
the Globers like to do that. They like to reverse the burden onto you and make their issue yours.
If they need a midnight sun, we don't, dude. Like,
yeah.
It's on them to prove the Earth is globe, not on you to prove the Earth is flat.
Exactly.
Very simple.
Yeah, and we have plenty of proofs that it's flat. I agree. But this, I
Exactly.
still think that there's implications in the South that would tell us about the true nature of where we are. So, but unfortunately, like you said, you need to get an expedition that's approved by a government agency. So it's fucking retarded. But
it won't be approved.
But awesome. Have a great night, guys. Thank you for having me on.
Hey, you too, man.
And one more thing. Where are the guns? Where are the guns at? Where are the guns?
Yeah, where's the guns, Nathan? Have a great night, guys. Bye.
Yes,
Oh, you too.
bless
Good
you,
night.
man. Okay, so guys, closing statements.
Just make sure Duffy says a prayer.
I'm going to.
And close with one. I want him to remember both times.
Mhm.
But no, have a good night, guys. Or a good rest of your day wherever you're
It's
at.
good to
But,
see you, Chad.
Take care. Thanks for having me up.
You too, Chad.
Blessings, man.
Yeah, I'm all talked out. Spoke too much.
I think so. He allows
PJ?
Influence his thinking by Globers.
I'm not.
And, fake flat earthers. That's why he's confused. He's
Well,
just trying to find a kind of like he's questioning his own reality when he observes it's flat. He's trying to debunk himself, kind of like question it. Why?
I blame Whitsett for this.
Yeah.
But how can you make the statement, right? I know Earth's flat; it's measured that way, and then say, "But if we could do this, then it'd be a globe like that."
I'm not
I don't know how
convinced.
you can hold them ideas in your head. It's
No,
stupid.
I'm not convinced he's a flat earther. I really not. If he's a flat earther, he's really mixed up. That's why I said, look, why couldn't you have been honest and just say you're a baller?
Well,
Because he's talking like a baller. Like
If he is a flat earther, you can understand why there might be an exodus of flat earthers going back to globe. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. If he's a flat earther, this is weak. This is so weak. Really
but that's
weak.
what I asked him. That's why when you started talking about the kinematics, like, you're Whitsett fan. Makes
I don't
all
want
the
to say
sense
if he's flat earther or glober. I think he's just confused and allows them to confuse him, So it's just that's the problem. People listening to this shit, they're talking about spilling this BS all over the place, and people starting questioning their own unbiased observation. That's what it is.
See, the thing is, a lot of the people like Jaron and what's in them that have been talking all this bullshit, they have never ever they've never been to the South to know what happens in the South, and they made all these claims.
Yes, and assumptions.
You
Yes, that's
understand?
correct.
Now all the people are following what these posts, and they're getting all confused. It's like, if you're so confused, then talk to us that actually live here in the South. We'll tell you. It's as simple as that.
That's why I always say never follow any other man for what he's saying. For your own instinct, trust your own eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was going to tell the kid, like, dude, you got a boy right here who lives in that hemisphere. Ask him. That would be Flatz. He would be able to explain it.
I think he's just struggling, with some things. But I think we should be a bit softer versus him, because I think he's just struggling and looking for genuinely for the answers. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's my perception.
He listens to the channels that talk more about the globe than they actually do about flat Earth.
Yeah.
No, because as soon as you started saying flat Earth model, I was like, oh yeah, what's it?
I think he's still in the paradigm, trying to disprove their claims. He shouldn't. Like I said, it's flat. It's on them to provide evidence it's a globe, not on us. So he's trying to deny them. It's no point.
It comes from the channels where the rhetoric is: if Earth were a globe, we shouldn't be seeing this, and we shouldn't be seeing that. If Earth were a globe, this. If Earth were a globe, that. They spend too much time thinking about globe.
All right.
I agree.
And they muddy the waters with the flat Earth model. That's what they plan on doing to start with.
Oh, there he is. All right, Dave.
Okay, says Dave. Good to see you, man.
I messaged him and told him we were covering that.
Nice.
Well, didn't Captain Cook and Clark actually look for the mythical seventh continent? They never could find it. They couldn't find that extra land we're talking about. It was never found. They found other lands, but not a continent.
The only place because I've been talking to Banich, I believe Bible, right? And there's no mention extra lands in Bible. The only place I would think there would be an extra island or something is in here wheels already, not beyond.
Yeah.
The problem is that we have to trust NASA and their data, which tell us how big Earth is. So maybe, I'm just saying maybe, the ice wall, for example, has a 300, 500 kilometers in the length, and then you have to travel 500 kilometers to get to the firmament. Maybe 1,000. Who knows? We don't know, because we can't go there. We can't verify that by ourselves. That's the problem.
Maybe one day, Janos. Maybe one day.
Maybe one day when we stop being freaking slaves. Yes.
Right. Is that it?
Yeah, I think we're done. Yeah.
So, PJ, you got a show?
I'm not. Tomorrow's my day off, so Tuesday's the next day. But I'm thinking I might stream a bit later on.
Is bank holiday tomorrow or something? It's St. Patrick's Day in Ireland tomorrow.
Is it?
Yep, I'm not going to drink because a lot of Americans come and it's freaking very busy always since St. Patrick's Day. It's no point to go there. You can just squeeze like a freaking tuna in the can.
Yeah, I might stream later on. But I won't be streaming tomorrow. If I stream later on, I'll be streaming into tomorrow anyway. So yeah.
Yeah, because then Saul, I don't know if Saul's still but I don't know if he's going to stream.
I think yes.
Yeah, Roger, you probably going to.
I'll tell you when my next stream is. Hold on.
17th.
It's on the 26 hours away. I'm gonna put it.
Yeah, I like being as well on the South channel because he has people rooted in the Bible, in the Christ. That's like the same as here. That's how I consider is my kind of people, my tribe.
Saab's a bridge between crazy and biblical.
No, he's not crazy. He's not crazy.
No, not him. No, he handles the crazy.
Get you. Yeah.
Have you been drinking tonight, young man? You sound a little drunk. How high are you right now?
So yeah, guys, remember tomorrow night's going to be a great discussion between myself and Duffy with Steve. We've got some things to ask him and to clarify, so it's going to be a good discussion. Hope to see you all there. I think we'll be starting at 9 o'clock Central African time, so half an hour than we did tonight later. So we'll see you then. And,
I'll be there.
many, many blessings, and see you tomorrow night. May the pressure with you. Cheerio.
I'm high.
Hi, guys.
I'm high like a kite.
Signs I've had to find. I'm made for something true. In God's plan, my